All right, welcome back to our Astonishing Swordsmen and Sorcerers of Hyperborea campaign. Yeah, my sound's working good. We are currently the party has left Xambaala after spending a couple weeks there, kind of being, well, I don't want to say trapped, but kind of held there because the Saturnala festival was going on, and they were looking to hire some hands, and most of the hands in Xambaala during that festival were involved with other things, including drinking and partying and such. So, having refreshed the crew for their boat, the Song Spear, and picked up some warriors to help flesh out the crew for if any after the ship being raided by the strange Un. The party has left. Some members that had joined the party on the Crystal Point after being shipwrecked have decided to stay back. Mysteriously, the ranger never came back after a fight in the arena. Who knows what happened to her? But the druid, although quiet currently, has decided to stay with the group, as has the we'll say the sneaky one. And we'll go through it, and you guys can trade characters, and we've picked up one more character. So let's just go for it. You guys are on the boat. 2 days out of Xambaala. It is the 18th day of the 4th month of the 11th year. It is brisk and cold. There's a full moon in the sky, and let's intro our characters. Go ahead. Let's start with Nikki.
Okay, I play Pinesta. She's a bard, and she knows what happened to the ranger in the arena because she was there, but she doesn't really talk about it because it was very upsetting to her. And she's thinking about the information she got last time from the library about the possible growth of the crystals by the Migo themselves, the black crystals, thinking about those obsidian pillars that they saw on the island. She's thinking about going back into that cave and maybe perhaps facing the Migo. But now they have some mercenaries and various things that could help. So she's just trying to plan their next steps as they sail from Xambaala. And that's Pinesta.
Excellent. And with Pinesta on the boat is Breakhill. So, Tony, tell us about your character.
The full moon shines down upon the silvery hair that is flowing loosely around Brickhill the Imposing as she's standing there looking up at the moon. She doesn't say anything to the people as they're working on the boat around them, their new crew, as she's taking it all in. She thinks to herself, where are we going? What are we going to do this time? I hope we're able to get back the property that belongs to Pinesta, that foolish idiot that had it stolen from him that time. She should have never let him use it, but anyway. Oh, something is different. I feel different. I feel chilled. It's not just the weather. Who am I? Brickhill, the Imposing, the Warlock.
Excellent. Breakhill. And Rush, tell us about your character.
So I am playing Revna Kvaldheim, who is a Viking legerdemainist, master of both thief and shadow, and also of illusionary magic. She's joined the crew after essentially having begged to be allowed to sail with them since the ship she was on crashed. The shipwrecked on the island, and pretty much everybody that they brought that was coming to meet up with this crew has since, I believe, since passed on, and she was determined not to be left behind. So she went to Pinesta and Brighild and basically offered her services, and they've accepted. She hasn't been with them other than a long voyage across the water. She hasn't really been able to prove her worth too much yet. Hopefully that will change. But she's very proud of her Viking heritage, and that's pretty much her in a nutshell. Um, Revnuk of all time.
Excellent. One that can sneak around is probably going to be pretty useful, I'm guessing. Who knows? There was a wizard who was often invisible, but nobody's seen him for a while. So, kind of rounding out the crew, or the party, I should say, is a new member of the party. Crystal, tell us about your character.
I'm going to be playing an Asinos Nepos Cunity, though everyone just calls him Enzo because it's so much easier to say. He's a half-blood Pict and a barbarian. He was born around the city of Gaul, though not in Gaul City itself. Though again, he always says he's from there because it's easier to say. And yeah, he's happy to be on this crew. He's been looking for some new work recently. He usually helps his ma back where he lives, being a fur a skinner, skinning animals and making their hides. But he's kind of gotten bored again, and he's told his ma, "I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna make us some more money. I'll be back, you know, in a little while." And so now he's here on the ship, and that is Enzo.
Uh-oh. Yes, and Hyperborea leaving for a little while could be months, could be a year, right? It's hard to know in the adventuring life, but coming back with some coin in your pocket will probably help the family. And yeah, so we will travel. Let's you will get about a 3-week journey to Krenfak, where I believe is your destination. That is the pretty much the final village or settlement before Crystal Point, where you can load up on water and as Tony alluded to in his intro, there is a magic item that was, we'll say, left there. It's a nice way of saying, I guess. So let's go down the line. Crystal, roll us a d6 to see if anything exciting happens upon the oceans. Okay. Seems pretty chill. Tony, give me a d6. Lucky Tony.
I didn't get a 2. I didn't get a 3. I didn't get a 4 or 5 or 6. So I got a 1.
Oh, see.
You can always count on somebody to get a 1. Okay. So roll me d12. Let's see what we might encounter out in the ocean.
A 12.
Anything exciting. Yeah.
That is a 6.
6. Okay. This is interesting. You actually, as you're sailing, this is now, let's see, a quarter of the way. So you've been traveling for about a week, and a little over a week. And you see off to your, I guess to your right. I'm not a sailor, so we're going to say to the right side, whatever. Some sailor can tell me that that's starboard or port or whatever. But anyways, you see basically out deeper into the ocean, you see a boat. It looks like it has been, one of the sailors calls to you. You see it out there. It's maybe like a quarter mile away, and you can see that its sails look like they have been burned. You can see that it's just like black remnants of the cloth there, and you can see that some of the masts look like they're charred, and the boat itself just seems to be flopping in the waves. Doesn't seem to be under power of the wind, obviously, with no sails, and also nobody's rowing it.
Should we go Panesta and see if there are any injured or any survivors, or do you think there's more to it?
Well, I think both things, Brig. I think there could be injured or survivors, and there's probably more to it. There usually is. But I would feel like bad if we didn't at least go see if we could help.
Mind your blades then, because that looks like bait.
It could
Excellent.
be.
Good point. Yeah. So, also I should mention, because I forgot that Helene, the cleric, has decided to stick with the party. She was, of course, seeking passage eventually back to Khromarium, but after seeing the evil that lurks in the island, and also the fact that she barely got any treasure, she has decided to stick with the party, hoping to recover some more. So yeah, you command your or the captain commands the sailors to kind of drop the sail down and start rowing, so you can kind of get off course to head over to where this boat is in a controlled rate. And you have these mercenaries that, if you want to call them up, they can be prepared based on what our Revna, that's her name, right? What Revna said. And yeah, I mean, it doesn't take long to kind of bridge the distance. And, as you're going, you're keeping a spyglass on it, and you're kind of paying attention. You don't see any life at all on this boat. Do you want to actually get right up onto it and like grapple the boat, or do you want to get close and then like go across in a sailboat, or a small boat, I should say? Or what's your plan as far as if you plan on boarding it at all?
Well, I don't know if hooking our boat up to this boat is a good idea if it does turn out that it's a bait boat. But what do you think, Rig?
Yes, I would think we not completely hook up to it quite yet. I've instructed our captain if there's any sign of danger appearing to immediately take off anyway.
Okay, so a little boat it is then.
Okay. Yeah, so who's going across? Just the party, I'm assuming. And is everybody going?
I am, yeah.
Yeah.
Brickyard is going to, before we start over though, have, I guess, some of our ship crew or Revnups, I don't know who has a bow, maybe to shoot a couple arrows over into the deck to see if it gets any reaction.
Yeah, I can. We're out kind of in the middle of the water, though, right? We're not like near land or anything.
You are close enough to land that you can see it. Keeping in mind that Hyperborea is flat. So just mechanically, like your boat is not really capable of going into the open seas. So you're generally within about 75 miles of land, which is just at the edge of what you can see in Hyperborea.
Okay.
So you're not. I mean, you maybe not out that far, quite far, but you're probably like good 20, 25 miles from land at least. Yeah.
Bottom line is, but we're still days from our destination, correct?
From where you're going, you're roughly 2 weeks. If you wanted to just go to the closest land, you could get there by the end of today.
Nope. I just wanted to have an idea where we're. So yes, when we are close enough, I will fire an arrow over onto the deck and see if it causes anyone to stir.
Okay. Yeah, I would show you on the map, but you're not quite there. Like you're still below where this part of the map is, but you're close to the shore. Yeah, you shoot a couple hours over. They thunk into the deck. You wait a few minutes, or a few seconds or over, while the boats are coming down. Let's say to look. And just as you're kind of lowering your boat into the water, you think that you see something move. It seems to you see like a shadow move across the deck of the boat. Gets kind of half hidden by the masts, but you definitely see something move on the boat. It doesn't seem to be, as far as you can tell, it's not necessarily reacting to the arrow in the sense that it's not dodging or anything like that. It's just that you shoot the arrow and you're kind of waiting, and then after a moment or two while you're really watching, you see something kind of go by, almost like it didn't hear or it didn't acknowledge the arrow, but it is moving on the deck.
Okay. I turn to the others and I say, well, there's something on the deck moving, but I can't see what it is. If we can get the boat a little close, how cold is the water?
Oh, I mean, it's the outside temperature is in the 30s, so
it's
cold,
probably
yeah.
pretty freaking cold then.
Yeah.
Okay. Scratch that idea. I can get over onto the boat undetected, but the water is far too cold to swim, even for those of Viking blood. We would have to get close enough that I would have to leap across.
What plan did you have as far as getting there not seen? What can you do?
I can do the same trick that Eka could do.
No, I understand that.
I can make myself unseen using magic.
Oh, another one with invisibility. Cool.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah, but we don't want you to get hypothermia from going in the water.
No, that's why I say we'll have to get close enough that I can swing or leap across.
Okay, we can do that, but I wanna have like my boomerang ready because something on the deck doesn't make me feel good about this. So
I
Okay.
also have a sling. I mean, a bow I can protect you with while you're up there.
yep, we'll cover you if we can.
Okay, so you're gonna move the big boat closer, and then try to like do some kind of grapple swing thing, or you're gonna go over in a small boat and try to swing up, creep up the side.
I thought we were in a small boat.
Yeah, well, you hadn't left yet because Tony said before.
Okay.
Yeah, so you just if you want to don't change any of that, you can because you haven't actually left the boat yet. You can if you want to go in a.
Yeah, I'm
you can
just
still go in
worried
a small
about.
boat, yeah.
I'm just worried about being in the small boat. That if they leap down into the small boat, or something. But that's Revna would be of the opinion is however you want to do it.
We can take the ship, my ship closer, but I've instructed the captain. I mean, if there's any type of boarding attempts made, he is going to leave. Would hate to leave you behind.
Well, I would hate that too. I mean, it was a thought.
No, I'm not saying that they'll do it, but this is a piece of information that you would know. Actually, both Brighild and Penesta would know that. Actually, your mercenaries, the ex-slaves, would probably be able to swim in this water because they're kind of built in a way that they can handle the extreme cold. So if you wanted to swim somebody over, you could do that, but whether or not they're going to want to do that, you might have to give them a good reason to. But you would know that just for future reference if you're not going to do it right now.
Right.
Because I think they can. I don't have the thing in front of me, but I think they can survive into like negative 15 degrees, something like that, before they start taking penalties.
Revna, there's also something else I could possibly do that would protect you from the cold waters over there. I've not used this power much, but I can give you a gift that would last for some time to help you breathe in water. I don't know if that would actually help protect you from the cold, though.
I mean, I don't. If I don't know if I would recognize that spell. If it doesn't protect me from the, she was saying, if it doesn't protect me from the cold, we would have to get close enough that I could make the swim very, very quickly.
Daniel, it's water breathing. I mean, the recipient of this spell can breathe fresh or salt water as easily as air. Note that underwater combat is subject to special rules. I don't know. That's pretty much all it says.
Yeah, what I'll say is that just because you become more able to act in the water, so you don't have to worry so much about you're tightening up, and if you get water in your, I'll give some kind of a bonus to it. But you'll if you want to swim in the cold water, you'll need to make a test of Constitution. We'll say that you can have an extra point on your test if you with the spell cast upon you. And obviously, if you start to freeze up, you won't drown. You'll just you might pass out from the cold, but you won't drown for 24 hours. It's good.
My constitution isn't the greatest.
How close are we planning to get?
I mean, at this point, I say you're about 50 yards away. That's far enough away that you can make the choice what thing you want to do. How close you want to get is what I guess you guys are deciding right now.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking the party.
Okay, that's fine.
Because I can leap like 25 feet or greater.
Yes, but whatever's on that deck will see you immediately.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm used to that.
That's very close to get our main ship, but 25 feet is not that big of a distance for two big ships.
True. I was just throwing it out there as a possibility.
But Revna, if you want to try to swim from here, I could. That's what I can help you out with.
Well, you know the old saying, you only live once. So I'll strip out of my my gear except for my hand axe and dagger. I'll keep those on my belt.
Nice. Okay, and you're going to cast a spell upon her?
Yeah, Brickia will walk up towards Revna and take both hands and put them on her shoulders. And you look for a moment and you see nothing but ice blue in her eyes, Revna. And she goes, Washi, you are safe. The light will shine for you today. And you feel the chill go through you as I cast water breathing. And it will last for, let's see, 6 turns per casting level. And I have 7, so
Quite a while.
7
it's a
hours.
long time.
Right.
Yeah.
As soon as you do that, she starts chanting her own words, and she just kind of closes her eyes. And as she talks, she just kind of waves her hand across her face. And then as she does, she like waves across her face, and her head disappears. And then she just kind of brushes her hands down her body, and the rest of her disappears with it. And then almost immediately after, I guess with the boat having now gotten as close as it's going to get, you just hear thump thump thump, splash,
Nice.
like that.
It's a beautiful swan dive that nobody can see. Right?
Nobody sees. Yes.
On the deck, the sailors hold up signs 10, 10, 10.
Yes.
Yeah. So you hit the water. It's cold. So yeah, you'll need to make a test of con, and you can add 1. So whatever your to the range, I should say, not add 1 to the roll, obviously. So what is your con? I guess is the question.
My test of con is 2, so I need to
So
get
you'll
a
have 3
3.
and 6. Yeah, that's not bad. 50-50.
Hey.
Okay.
Ooh.
It was Brigild's spell that.
Yeah,
So maybe
exactly.
it hit
Saved
you.
my ass.
Yeah, so
Right.
it hits you, and you kind of, for a second, the water's so cold that you actually inhale, which would have been probably quite deadly had you not had the spell cast upon you, and because the cold,
Yeah.
and then you realize, oh, wow, okay. And I mean, it's cold, you're not comfortable, but you can make the swim across without any kind of...
He sucks the water in. You're like, well, that's different. Yeah, so I swim over to the boat, and usually if it's any kind of a ship, they often will have something that you can climb up off the side.
Yeah, there's stuff on the side there, like a ladder or boards on the side put in, or ropes or something hanging down.
So I will climb myself up gently and quietly,
Okay.
and just get to the top of the gunnel and just peer over the edge and see what I see.
Okay. What's your you move silent?
Oh, it may have improved with my
Yeah. What level are you at?
7.
Okay, so it's 8 and 12. Unless your dexterity is 16 or better, then it's 9 and 12.
It is 16 or better.
Oh, nice. Okay, yeah. So it's 9 and 12. So yeah, you come up. You come out of the water, and you kind of take your time, so the water kind of drips off your body slowly, so you don't make any kind of like heavy splashing noises. And you climb up the side, and you can, as you get about halfway up, you can actually start to smell still. It's fairly fresh. This kind of smell of clearly there was a fire. In fact, you probably put together, when you're high enough level, you've witnessed this before. It smells like the aftermath of Greek fire. So not a natural fire, but some kind of an explosive that was set off. And as you kind of crawl up, Exactly. And you kind of crawl up and look over the side, and you actually can see him. You wait a couple seconds, I guess, because you know something's up there, and you see kind of lumbering by a man. The entire side of his face is completely burned off, and one of his arms is just like you can see it's broken and it's just dangling there, and he's just kind of like lumbering forward, and you can actually smell rot as he kind of moves, kind of coming from his like he breathes out. You can just smell this rotten breath, as he's kind of moving across the deck. He seems to just be moving back and forth, almost mimicking, some kind of like a guard duty or something. But he's clearly not looking anywhere except kind of down in front of him, and he does not turn towards you.
Does it strike me as being the crap? I wasn't with the party then. Never mind. That was the other character. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, you're high enough level to know this is definitely not natural.
Yeah, I didn't know if it was similar to the ones from the other.
Yeah, you won't know that.
But I wouldn't know.
Yeah,
So I'm gonna try to slowly step over the gunnel, and I'm gonna look for the. Usually with boats like this, there's like a big hatch that leads down below. I'm gonna go try and go see if it's open and see if I can see any more movement down there while he's pacing back and forth.
Yep, you're able to do that. I mean, I'll count that move silent as continuing. So you kind of slide over the gunnel and move forward. You can see that in fact it is open, and when you look down, you see two more men. We'll call them down there. One of them, their skull is cleanly split in half, and you can see it like half hanging off. The other one is much like the first one, very burnt. And they just kind of are standing down there. They almost look unsteady, like they're going to fall over. They're just kind of standing, though, clearly standing on their own power, but not really doing anything except standing there. And as you look down, you can see that there's some broken casks down there, and it looks like the place was. I mean, you're a legitimist, so you've been around thieves and stuff. It looks like the place was raided and robbed and searched for any valuables, and clearly whoever did that, left some dead, which now have been cursed.
Okay. So I'm gonna just make my way back over to the gunnel and slip back over the side again and climb back down. I'm not gonna leap off because I'm afraid the big splash would alert the dude on the deck.
Mhm.
And I don't want to do that. So I want to climb down. When I get right about to where the water is, I'll just like you do on the side of a pool, I'll just turn and then just shove off with my legs into the water.
Okay.
And
So on the boat, because everybody's watching over there, you guys see this like whoosh, kind of smooth, splash of water, but no louder than the waves that hit the side of the boat. Go ahead. You can have one more. So 4 and 6 on this test of Constitution to see if this affects you at all. Because now you're ready for the water to be so cold.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You like this kind of stuff. You're one of those people that go into the water in the middle of the winter.
Yes. Polar bear splash.
Polar bears, right? Yeah, polar bears. Right. Yeah. So you make it back no problem to the boat.
Okay. Yeah. So I hoist myself up and I don't end my invisibility yet.
Okay.
But once I climb up over the side and I announce myself and I say I'm back on board the boat. And I look at everybody who can't see me and I say there is what appears to be 3 undead aboard the boat. The ship was burned with Greek fire, and the one on deck has been badly burned. And I walked over and looked down, and I wasn't sure. He smelled of rot, but I couldn't quite tell if he was just an ugly pirate or if he was actually undead. But when I peered down into the hatch, there was a man whose skull was cracked open and half hanging off, and he was freestanding down below.
There's not sound like anything that for those unfortunate souls that we need to be involved in it. Unfortunately, the light does not shine for all of us. I say we leave and continue on our destination.
I will say that it appears that the ship has already been raided. So likely any valuables on board have already been taken. There's nothing left there but death.
Yes, and certainly we don't need more of that. I agree with you and with Brighill and Revna. Revna, you were brave, and thank you for going across and seeing that for us. And yeah, let's not mess with that.
She ends her invisibility, and now she's sitting there dripping wet on the deck, and she looks at you guys and she says, well, it was my pleasure. That is what I am here for, is it not? But if you don't mind, I think I'll make my way. Dry clothes and a warm blanket.
Of course.
And I move
Excellent.
off to do that very thing.
Yeah, and I mean, there's no lasting effect. I mean, Hyperborea is cold. People are generally used to it. You made great con checks, so once you throw a blanket on yourself within a small amount of time, some warm, tea in you or something, you're feeling back to 100% again, no problem. Did you want to do anything else with this boat, or are you just going to leave it here?
I think we should leave it alone.
Yep, just leave it.
Okay, fair enough. Yep. At Brickhill's command, the captain tells the crew they start rowing out again to get some distance, and then once they're out the sails, ooh, all of a sudden I'm losing the stream for some reason. Well, that was weird. Anyway, watching, you probably saw I just go zoo to nothing. So Brighill, the captain, orders the sailors to row out a bit, and then they raise the sails again. You guys are back in motion again, heading towards your final destination. Your final station for this leg of the journey, which is Krenfak. Hey, Nikki, roll me a d6.
Okay.
Find anything interesting out there in the world.
6.
Okay. Yeah, once again, you guys are pretty smooth sailing. I mean, you've done this route before. You do see you're kind of creeping around Eskimo Bay. You're not going into it, but you're around it. So you do see in the distance, they seem to keep their distance from you. Many of the Eskimo whaling ships, there these villages around here are known for their whale oil, and they sell the fat and the oil, and also the meat and the hides even, and the bone. The bone of the whale is used for various art things. So that's pretty much what they're known for in this area, and you see them out there doing their thing. But they give you a wide berth unless you approach them. You are able to sail through the area unmolested. And Rush, give us one more roll.
Okay. D6, right?
D6, yeah. Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, you guys are using all your sixes up now. Okay. Yeah. So, clean sailing. You head out towards the islands, moving through again. You see boats here and there, but nothing that seems, out of the norm. Nothing that bothers you. Now you're seeing some trade ships that go up and down the crab archipelago. They're trading with the various crabkin and those because of course the crabkin do like the trade items that the other crabkin make, but they hate each other. So often third parties are trading up and down the archipelago the various items, including yourselves, because you have some trade goods. And you, on the 11th day of the 5th month of the 11th year, you see Krenfak, out in front of you. We'll bring the Krenfak map up. So this is the island which you've been to before. I left all the drawings on there. You've been to 4. Currently, there is. Let me see. There is only one ship there. So that where it says K2, there is a ship, but where it says K1 is basically where you're going to be able to pull in, assuming that you want to do that. You see the two kind of cages where you had the prisoner there before. They appear to be empty from this distance, but everything seems more or less at peace. Let me remove one more roll here. You do see a familiar sight, though, as you're kind of pulling in, assuming you want to do that. Down here, so I'm going to click on the map now, like right around here-ish by these trees, but closer to the shore. You see a figure standing out there, and I think Brickhill, definitely Pinesta. Yeah, I think you met the shaman, right, Brickhill?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, you recognize her. She's standing out on the shore. She seems to be just like staring out into the ocean. She doesn't look in the direction of your ship as it's pulling in. She just seems to be staring kind of out. If you were to, because you obviously have knowledge of the situation, she seems to be looking generally in the direction of Crystal Point. So she's looking like what is essentially south to you. But she does not, or I guess north on this map. Well, hold on. Oh, okay. No, that puts her. I put her in the wrong spot. Let me move her. She's actually here because she's looking south. Hyperborea is weird like that. Because further from the center is south. So yeah, she's looking out to the south. But like I said, she doesn't seem to react to the boat. But she is standing on the shore by herself.
I wonder what she is doing, Pinesta. I wonder if she's in the middle of some enchantment, or it is strange to just be looking out that way.
Possible she is trying to commune with her brother, who unfortunately we failed to find.
Maybe it would be best we not bother her quite yet. We could wait for her as she approaches the village then, and I guess Enzo and them can go down to that tavern. We need to probably warn Enzo, though, not to do anything foolish.
Agreed. We shouldn't disturb her in her meditations, especially if it's in regards to her brother. Or it's possible she's communing with the crab gods.
Yes, we'll wait for her, I guess, close to the village gates then.
I agree.
Yeah, so your boat, slides into I'm assuming you want to slide into the dock. Your boat slides into the dock. You do have trade goods and stuff to deal with as well. The captain instructs the sailors to bring the boat in and strap it down. And I mean, assuming unless you have other plans for them, he will. Or they? I don't know if you can decide if your captain is what gender they are. They will make shifts so that the sailors and the mercenaries can take turns going into the town, unless you have a problem with that. Not the town, but the visitors' tent area. This area, K4. Because they've been at sea now for 3 weeks, so it's good to let them drink a little bit. He says, but not too much. So unless you have a problem with that, that's what the captain's going to do. And of course, once you do the stuff offloaded, they'll bring them back. Unless you want to keep the sailors close to the boat for some reason or another that you guys have planned that I don't know. But the captain is just going to do what they're going to do.
No, I think that'd be okay. We'll take the captain's recommendations and stuff for now. I don't anticipate a huge fight here.
Let's hope not.
Yes, I'd like to wait for the shaman to get done with her meditation so that we can talk to her.
Okay. Do you want to wait on the boat, or are you going to go
No, we'll
the town? Or?
Yeah, like outside the gates of the village, like Brickhild suggested. Yeah, if that's okay with everyone else.
Okay, so
yeah, Brickhild suggests to Revna and Enzo if they'll go with the keep eye on the crew down at that little tavern, and maybe they can pick up on some talk down that way.
Hi, I'll go with the crew. Keep an eye on them.
Yes, I don't know. Go with the crew, enjoy myself, and have drinks, or yeah. Well, you know what? Somebody has to take one for the team. So yes, she and I will do it.
Sounds good. Yeah, so a complement of the mercenaries and sailors are kind of coming off the boat with their well-earned gold, and Rebna, and so you're heading down to this area at K4. You remember that is the travelers' camp, essentially they call it. People that are here for multiple days for trade oftentimes set up tents and such there, and also some free-floating mercenaries and sailors sometimes hang out there looking for work. You kind of come into the camp area, and at the very bottom part of it, K5 is a structure that is known as the Bloody Bucket. It has a very beautiful name. And there is some strong drink, and people have already started drinking when you get there. So it's actually fairly, it's it's like midday, so there's a decent amount of people there. You don't see too many crabkin, maybe one or two, which are the locals here. You see what probably amounts to mostly travelers at this point, and you are greeted by Yakun, the Fierce, as it would be. He is the barkeep and owner, and he sees you come in and raises a glass, and yeah, you are able to go in and set yourself up there. He does, of course, offer anyone who dares take the challenge to outdrink him the beautiful and delicious bird song drink. You don't want to know how it's made.
Yeah, and just for
assuming-
the record, Brickyard would not give them fair warning of him at all. She would just let them learn their own.
Yes.
Well,
So,
Revna is
yes,
smart enough not to get into a drinking contest with anyone. She recognizes her constitutional limits, but she will ask about. She'll inquire. It's a bird song.
Yeah.
Will he actually say, "Don't ask how it's made"?
Don't ask how it's made.
Okay, I won't. Do you have any nice clean mead or a good semi-dry wine?
Mm-hmm. He looks at you, he nods, and he reaches over and picks up the bird song that he had already offered it to you, and he pours it into a cup. He says, "This is the driest wine we've got here."
So it's going to be that kind of night.
Got her water.
Okay, well, no, I'm afraid to drink the water here. I'll drink the bird song.
Yeah. All right. How about our barbarian? And so,
Enzo says that normally he would totally take you up on that drinking offer, but I've already been told not to indulge too much tonight. So just set me up with one drink for now.
I see. You've been told.
Well,
Kind of does yeah. I
yeah,
understand.
Responsibilities and all.
Oh yes, sure. I understand. The kid kind of
Yeah.
side eyes Revna. And he pours you a drink. He pours it like halfway. He's like, "Is that too much?"
A full cup, my man. A full cup. One full cup. We'll see where it goes from there.
And he fills it to the top and hands it to you. Says, "All right, enjoy."
Yeah. Revna smirks at his humor and gives him a wink.
Yeah.
Approving
Yeah.
wink.
If he pours one for himself and drinks it down, and then you see him go over and start to harass some of the sailors to try to get them to drink and enter the contest. They've of course been told by the captain not to do anything, so they're staying out of it. Though the mercenaries might be a whole other thing. We'll see how that pans out.
Uh-oh.
We lost our barbarian. Well, clearly one drink was enough.
Yep,
That's
that's
the
that.
barbarians. Oh man. Okay, so while we're waiting for Crystal to come back, let's cut to outside the town. Yeah, as you're waiting, you wait a little while. Eventually, you see the sun starts to set, and you see a handful of the crabkin start to leave the village and head towards the bloody bucket. And of course, you're waiting for the shaman, who eventually does turn around and head back. You can see she's kind of heading up the trail towards you. She's got that expression, like kind of glassy eyed, like she's clearly thinking about something. Like where you're just not paying attention to anything. So she gets real close to you before she even realizes that you're there. And then, of course, she just kind of stops and does like a second. She says, "Ah, you're alive."
We are alive, barely, and not all of us.
She
But
nods.
I'm very sorry we never did see your brother. At least I did not.
Yes, I had a premonition that the magician had died. Then I saw no more, so I didn't know if you would be returning.
Yes, she died. I mean, two terrible, terrible creatures in the caves, and unfortunately, the thing you gave us to give to your brother as a sign or token was disintegrated along with Calesta, our magician.
She nods. She says, "Well, it seems that there is some kind of a beast that can destroy a powerful magician such as that. I fear even more for my brother's life, though. Though I can't remember when I saw the sign." She looks up at the stars, and she says, "It's been a while. He may already be gone. I have not sensed him in a long time."
Well, we're going to go back to the island. We'd be happy to try again to search for him. I don't want to break my word to you.
She nods. She says, "Well, that is very kind and honorable of you. It seems there's something's brewing there. Something dark. But I cannot sense exactly what it is. I know that more and more of the crabmen, as you call them, are, well, you would call them our gods, but that's not exactly accurate. But the ones that we revere, they have been heading towards Crystal Point. I've seen schools of them moving in that direction. Clearly, there's something going on that they are not happy with. They will not tell us what it is."
Do you think they would be the enemies of? Well, she doesn't know what Migo are, does she?
The shaman or
Yeah.
Benesta? I think Benesta knows, right? You talked to.
Vanessa knows what. Yeah,
Yeah,
because Zenny has
okay.
told us some things.
If you use the word Miko, give her a chance of knowing what that is. But yeah, she doesn't recognize that word.
Okay, I'll say there are creatures there with many legs and wings and a hard carapace-like skin, and they carry strange items that are very powerful and very deadly. Is it possible the crabmen are their enemies and they go to disrupt their activities?
Well, I sense that the crabmen are not happy with what's happening there. If these creatures are occupying Crystal Point, perhaps they are trying to drive them away. It's hard to know. I don't think that they would be sending so many warriors if it was not war.
That's true. We also saw a circle of sorts of very big obelisks made of a black crystal that seems to show up whenever the Vigo are around. And it had an inscription, "Sleep, crustaceous one, and do not let the storms disturb her." Is crustaceous one, does that refer, do you think, to something that you know? Or I know you say that they're not your gods, but perhaps the Crabmid would know?
Sleeping god.
Yes.
Well, they say most of the gods sleep, no?
That is true. But these obelisks, they seem to be linked to this sleeping god in some way. And I didn't know if it was something that was imprisoned by creatures such as these Migo, or maybe it's something that is being kept asleep so that does not cause anyone harm. And I didn't know if you had heard anything like this in your legends.
I have not. I can commune and see what I can find out. But it doesn't sound familiar.
All right. Well, I appreciate your honesty and your information. And in return, I'll be honest with you. One of our group, who is now deceased, tried to sneak into to Krenfok to rescue those 2 children that were being held. He failed, and in the process left behind a valuable item of mine that I believe you now possess.
What type of item?
A carpet, a magical carpet.
Smiles. Oh, yes. You know, it took me weeks to get the mud out of the carpet.
Yes, they're very hard to clean. Very hard to clean.
So what you were saying is that idiot of ours that lost it must have trampled through the mud with it then.
Indeed, and a spear point pierced it. But, you know, I have the healer's touch, as they say, so I've taken care of it. Would this item help you to secure my brother?
I believe it would, as it has the ability to fly, as you've probably discerned. I could use it to try to help your brother. And I would do another favor for you in return, if there's something else you require.
Yeah. She nods. She says, let me commune with those ancestors that may know of the god who sleeps, and prepare another token that you may give to my brother. And I will meet you here tomorrow, and I will bring your carpet.
Vanessa will smile and say, thank you so very much.
Yes.
Brickyld runs up towards her and grabs her, and I don't know if she's probably a much tinier woman, but Brickyld hugs her and let's go over. And when she looks at Brickyold's eyes, they're almost like a glowing yellow, golden yellow. And Brickyld goes, "Thank you. The light will shine for you and others here."
Yeah. You see her kind of look for a second, and she kind of nods in kind of an approving way, and she says, yes, I believe it will. I will see you tomorrow midday. And then she turns and goes into the village unless you stop her. with something else to say.
Oh, question, Daniel, and just
Yeah.
to clarify, did you say our captain, he was going to do the trading, or do we need to go do that?
Yeah,
Oh.
he can do that. Yeah, he'll do it. I think the captain gets paid a lot, so we'll see. He can do if you authorize him to do that.
Yeah, he can.
If you
do
want
that.
to do it, yeah, I mean that's kind of what he does. So, unless you want
Oh,
to
yeah,
talk
if
to them,
he,
you say,
if he had background in it and knew how to do it, I would trust him to go
Yeah.
take care of it for us.
Yep,
Yeah.
agreed.
Yeah, the captain is that's what he does. So yeah, he's yeah, and he was recommended by Aramis, so he's going to get the best deal. So yeah, he'll handle that unless you want. You know, obviously he answers to you, but as far as the ship's concerned, he'll run everything unless you need him to do something else. Yeah, so that's all going on. Our barbarian is back. You finished your drink. It was delicious.
Oh, great. I won't ask how it's made. I'll just enjoy that it was a good drink.
Indeed. Yeah, so he comes around again, Ekun, as it would be, and he says, he looks at Ravna and says, I see that you've got a beautiful blade on your side. Yeah, he's looking at your dagger.
Oh, this thing. She kind of pulls it out and holds it up on the bar in two hands like this, and she says, "It's, you know, I like it."
Huh. I've not seen one like this. Is this Viking made?
It is. I hail from Eriksgard. This is what my people would refer to as a. I'm not sure how to pronounce this right, but it would be what we call a CX or a CX.
Beautiful, man.
I see no harm, and I hold it over. This is the
He takes-
bartender, you said?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He takes it and he kind of puts it down, and he does that thing that they do at this place because he kind of, you know, you seem to be very nimble of finger. I wonder if you could manage to move a blade quickly between your fingers like this without cutting yourself.
Mm.
He kind of spins it around and like puts the hilt back towards you. He says, you know, perhaps 10 gold pieces. Says that I could do it better.
10 gold pieces, you say?
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. Let me see. I go to look into my my pouch there, and mainly because I want to know how much gold I've got. This seeks. You're wanting to use me to use my knife, of course. I'm assuming.
Well, if you'd like to, or you know, any kind of he reaches down with his left hand and pulls out a beautiful knife. It's not a Viking knife. It's clearly of local made, but it looks really nice. It has a whalebone handle.
Ooh, whalebone. May I see yours?
Sure. He flips it around and the hilt towards you.
He takes it. She takes it, and she's like, you know, it's only proper that if I show you yours, you show me. If I show you mine, you show me yours. And so I look at it. Does it look like it's really well made?
Yeah, it's really really well made knife. Yeah.
Then I shall make you a counter bet.
Oh,
We will trade knives, and I will use yours, and you will use mine, and we will play this game. And if you win, I will give you the 10 gold pieces. But if I win, I get the whalebone knife.
He smiles. He says, "This seems interesting. We could make it even more interesting if perhaps we each drank, let's say, 2 mugs of Bird Song first."
Ooh, 2 mugs.
It's very strong.
It is. I've heard tales. I'm not exactly a large. I'm not exactly a large woman. Too much drink like this, and it's just my head could just be set to spinning. How about 1 drink?
He smiles. Okay, 1 drink it is. If you are successful, I shall give you the knife. If I am successful, you will pay 10 gold pieces.
I stand to lose much more than you do in this bet, of course.
Of course.
Although I don't know. Yeah, that knife of yours does seem as though it would fetch a pretty price, but
Oh no!
not
Oh
sure.
no! I mean your fingers. And he smiles.
Oh, I'm not worried about losing my fingers.
Oh, okay. Let's hope not.
Mm.
How about you? And he looks over at Enzo. Would you like to take part in this wager? Have you some gold in your pocket?
Aye, but 10 gold pieces doesn't seem worth losing a finger. What if you were to raise that bet a little bit?
Oh.
Okay. I'm listening.
I got 50 gold pieces that says I can beat you.
50.
Revna just raises her eyebrows and goes, "Ooh."
What's the matter? Are you too afraid of such a rich bet?
Oh, I am not. But if we're going to do that, then I believe that we should definitely drink the drink first.
Aye, let's do it.
Well, I think we should go first because it wouldn't be fair for my bet if he was completely sloshed in drinking for your bet. I don't want you
Okay.
to have any excuses, darling.
He smiles. Oh, no problem. Okay, yeah. So you exchange knives. So if you're not going to drink 2 drinks first, then it'll just be a normal test.
No, it would be one. We were going to drink 1 drink.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So 1 drink is. I mean, there's only. If you drink 2 drinks, it goes to it changes the thing. But I'll say 1 drink will just be the normal percentage. So you need to make a test of dexterity.
Okay.
And if you happen to be a mastery, which you're not sure if a thief, right? So you don't have mastery any weapons. You don't have weapon mastery as a thief, right? So you're not a weapon master of a.
I don't
right?
think we don't get that, do we?
No, only fighters do, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah.
So basically, you make a test of dex. That's a d6 roll, based on your dex.
Okay.
And you don't want to fail. Because you might lose a finger.
I got a fly buzzing around. Sorry. All right, here we go.
Test of dex. Oh, wow. Nice. I don't think he can do better than that. But he could do equal. All right, so he actually has a. So he's got to roll a 1 as well in order to beat you. And if he rolls really bad, he's going to lose a finger. So let's see. I'll roll and roll 20 as well because that makes it more fun. Here we go. Oh, I gotta check his dex. Did he just lose his finger? Oh no. His dex is 14. That means his test of dex is.
He might be a 4.
It's 4. Well, it's 3 and 6, but he's a mastery, so he's 4 and 6. So yeah, he actually cuts himself. So he now must make a saving throw or possibly lose his finger.
I don't want the guy to lose his finger.
Well, these are the risks that we take.
It is.
Yeah, he's gonna make. Let me just roll the d20 first, and I'll see what his save is after, just in case it's really bad. Oh my god! Wow.
Wait a minute.
That's
That's a
bad.
good roll. Oh,
no,
really?
That's right. No, that's right. You want to roll over for saves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He
So
nails
he
it.
just like, yeah, he basically, because, you know, he cuts, you're like, and he does the same, but because he made the save, he just barely nicks himself. And at first there's like a second where like, it looks like you both did it. And then a tiny little bit of blood drips down on the deck, on the table. And he winces and he goes, huh, that was wise, switching knives. He says, he says, this is a beautiful blade. And he hands you back your knife. And of course you can keep his.
I give him a small, like, piece of cloth, and I say, well, trust me when I say that I keep my blades clean, but all the same, um, just wrap that in it for a few minutes, and just to be sure. I would hate to see you get an infection when slinging drinks is your trade.
Of course. And he takes some of he drinks a little bit more drink, then he pours it on his finger, and then he wraps it up.
And worry not, my friend. If anyone ever, and I'm sure they will, compliment me on this whalebone knife, I will tell them of the mighty contest that I had to barely survive in order to gain this knife, and of the man who honorably lost it to me, and of the great drink that he served prior. Free advertising, you can't really pass that up.
Excellent.
Yes.
He slaps you on the shoulder and pours you another drink for out on the house. And he turns to Enzo.
Well,
So
knife.
I am. I'm now loosened up.
So it seems. Are you sure you want to take the risk of losing a finger?
Oh, I'm not too worried about that. Unfortunately, I do not no longer have a knife, though. Have you got a dagger that we could use, or a knife?
Indeed. And he'll pull out his dagger and kind of like flip it in his fingers. You want me to go
Nice.
first, or do
You-
you want to do the honors?
I wouldn't worry about his fingers. He was using my sharpened blade. Clearly, the man has skin of iron.
Yeah. He smiles. He says, "Of course, guests first. So, are you going to do the 2 drinks first?"
Oh, so you'll drink. So you'll still drink the 2 drinks?
Of course.
You know what? It's 50 gold. I think that's worth 2 drinks.
Yeah. All right. So, if you drink 2 drinks, it becomes an extraordinary feat of dexterity.
Oh, does it?
Yeah, and if you have a mastery in the dagger, then you get plus 8%.
Okay. I don't have a mastery in dagger.
All right.
Okay. Well, I'm about to lose a finger.
Not necessarily.
Holy crap! I can't believe I made it.
Nice. That's very good. Yeah. Oh, you have a high dex. Okay. Yeah. Nice.
Yeah, so he slams down his second drink, and then he takes the knife and he just like, and then he just like slams it into the deck and goes, "Your turn."
Nice. All right. This has not been his day. He could lose a finger today. Let's see. He's messing with the wrong people, I think. He's used to civilians. How do you do it? Is there a percentile here? Here we go. Percentile. Oh, that is a failure. I think. Yeah, his dex is only 14, so he's but master single. He only has 16. Yeah. So once again, he cuts himself. Let's see how bad. Saving throw. Ooh, that might be a failure. Well, let me check his save. It's a. Okay, his save is 13, but he might get a bonus. No, that's his strength. What's his save? Saving throw. 15. Okay, and that's 12, so no, he doesn't have +3 to anything, I don't think. So, yeah. He's. He looks down at his finger that's missing. Or he goes like this, he lifts up his hand, and the finger stays down on the desk. And he looks at you, and he says, I'm going to need a minute. And he kind of
Oh.
like staggers back and takes the cloth that was over the tiny little cut and he wraps it around the rest of it.
Yeah. I actually like hop over the bar and offer to help the man.
Yeah, he kind of he seems a little. He's like, oh.
Like I start looking for like a strong whiskey or some kind of spirit that he's got back there to like pour over it.
Yeah.
And I
Okay.
try. I mean, I don't have medicine, but I'll try to assist the guy because I mean, he was honorable.
Yeah, I mean, he's gonna lose his finger, but he'll survive.
Yeah.
You help him. He looks at you. He says, "This will be a good story tomorrow. Well,
Yes.
Well, maybe someday."
She just chuckles. She says, "Yes, a good story at some point." She's like, "Oh my God, I can't believe you cut your finger off."
Yes. Well, this would have been my 87th time without cutting off my finger. So I suppose everyone has their time, right?
You almost made it to around 100. Damn the
Yes.
bad luck.
Hmm. Well, make sure nobody touches that finger.
Oh, don't worry. Are you going to be able to continue to serve drinks, or do you have?
Oh yes. In a minute, and he kind of sits down on the ground behind the bar.
In a minute. You may want to
bleeding out a little bit.
you may want to put fire to that finger and cauterize it. It'll hurt like hell, but it'll stop it from bleeding, and it's just a thought.
Yeah, he kind of looks. He looks around. He's like sitting on the ground, looking up, and he's like, "Yes."
Yeah. Here, let me help you with that. And I'm assuming there's like a fire in the place, like a fireplace.
I'm sure there's torches on the walls too.
Enzo will like get something, and he'll Enzo will like give him break off a piece of wood or something that the guy can like put in his mouth to bite down on, and then he'll be like, "All right, here it goes."
Yeah, I'll hold his shoulders like this, like want him to make sure that he doesn't think we're being dicks about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, this whole thing takes a little bit of time, and it's pretty dramatic at the moment. But then, within about 20 minutes or so, you see he's got a smile on his face, and he says, enough bird song makes all the pain go away, and he drinks another drink.
That's what I'm talking about right there.
But for you, you'll drink tonight for free, and and he goes like under the bar, and there's like a little chest under there, and he pulls out. Interestingly enough, he pulls out 10. What do you have? 10? Yeah, 10 platinum coins, and he hands them to you.
Oh, nice.
It's rare that you see those coins.
Indeed. These coins are very rare. Look at them closely.
Yes, smart of you to keep them hidden in a box, for sure. You never know what kind of rabble would make its way into your drinking establishment.
Exactly. And because you jump behind the bar and helped him, you realize that like behind the bar, there's like a set area. There's like a blanket and stuff on the ground. He clearly sleeps like on top of that box. Like he lives like behind the bar.
Yes. Awesome.
If he says study them closely, Enzo he'll look at one of the coins and see if there's anything like unique about it.
Yeah, you've never seen a coin like this before, you don't think? On one side, it has a trident on it, an Atlantean trident, and on the other side, there's a dolphin. It looks quite old.
Ooh. I pointed out to Enzo and I say Atlantean dolphins.
Yeah.
I almost wouldn't want to spend those. Almost.
Yeah, I'm sure that or have Panesta and or Brighild said anything about this? Or has anyone said anything about Atlantis?
I'm sure that
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay,
Yep,
so
sure we would have talked about it. Yep.
yeah, I think we should show Panesta and Brighild, and they'll probably find these interesting.
Particularly the redhead.
Yeah, for sure. Actually, we should probably tell her the whole story. Maybe she'll make a song about it.
I mean, let's face it, it's going to be a pretty awesome story. This is easily, despite you losing your finger, easily my new favorite drinking establishment outside of Eric's Guard.
And think about it. You'll probably be immortalized in song.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. So by this point, I'm assuming that Panesta and Brighild are heading to the travelers' camp to meet up, or are you guys going back to the boat?
Yeah, I'd go to the bucket. And as
Yep.
soon as Brighild walks in, she wants to look for her dancing partner, the village guard, just to see if he's there.
Yes.
Let's see. I'll give 50-50 chance. Yeah, he is actually. Yeah.
She looks at Panesta and she goes, "Well, there's my dancing partner. I think this evening we're going to go out and dance under the stars."
Well, certainly you deserve that, Brighild. Have a good time.
Go get him, String Bean.
Nice. All right. Yeah. Of course, he's there with the other guards, and you're able to make contact with them. Anything in particular, or you're just kind of fading to black? You're hanging out with the guy.
Yeah, she's just going to go hang out with him and his friends for a while and then get him to go outside and watch the stars.
Okay. Sounds good.
I
All
know
right.
a
Is
guard
there
could be so lucky.
any other business in the bucket tonight, or?
And so we'll say to Panesta, had a little contest tonight. Won a little money. I think you should have a look at it when we get back on the ship.
Yeah.
Oh?
Of course, excitedly, Revna tells her like the whole story, like almost all in one breath about drinking and doing the thing and doing the other thing. And he almost cut his finger off once, and then he really did cut his finger off, and blah 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 blah. It's like the most animated that she's been the entire time so far.
Panesta will smile and say, that will make a very good story for one of my songs, I'm sure.
And then I show her the whalebone knife.
Wow, that's really cool.
Yes.
I like that very much. I would be very interested in seeing this money that you have, Enzo. Because didn't we
Yes.
see money before with like Atlantean symbols on it?
You did, yeah. Yeah, early on, it was one of the hooks for the module. I can't remember exactly how you encountered it, but you had seen some of it. That's why you think it's there. Oh, right.
It was in Khromarium, I think.
Yeah, in Khromarium, no, it was in Gaul. In Gaul, you met up with the guy basically who told you the whole story about being out here. Because when you had that map, you found that map, and then you in the Warp Taverns, you met with Zonar, who actually had a coin, and he showed it to you.
Yep.
Yeah, and he is half brother or something to one of the council members.
Right.
That's kind of what led you here. Yeah. So you've definitely seen coin like that before, said to be from the lost city of Atlantis.
Well, just another reason to go back to that island. She will say.
Indeed. Yeah, I mean, it looks the same. So from what you can tell, it's probably from the same minting. Not that you were able to really study the other coin, but you saw it close enough, and you can study these. And it's definitely platinum, and it's definitely very old.
Okay.
Yeah, and when you guys are done doing what you're doing, you can head back to the boat, to sleep, I guess, because you're not going to set up tents here. Although maybe the mercenaries do, just because they don't want to be on the boat all the time. So they set up a tent out here where some of your mercenaries, so you can have some space, because the boat's not that big. They basically sleep on the deck, So they bring a tent out here and set up so they can have their little. So you pass by and you see the half Eskimo, half Ixian mercenaries. Yep, good.
I just want to say, Enzo, if it's okay, he'll actually camp out with the mercenaries as well.
Yeah, of course, you can do whatever you want. They work for you. And they are, pretty amenable to whatever. Yeah, they just want to be off the boat. I mean, they are basically bred in the desert, born and bred on land, so they're probably just getting used to being on a boat. But they've, seeking their fortune, they've come with you, so they're definitely not sailors. But so they're off the boat for now, setting up camp. But of course, the sailors stay on the boat, when they're not in town. So yeah, you guys look at the coin. You can definitely see that it's old. Enjoy some drink, some story. After a bit, it seems that your friendly bartender somehow doesn't, maybe because he didn't lose too much blood because you took care of him. He's up and probably drinking more than he should for somebody who just lost a finger. But hey, gotta do what you gotta do. And yeah, the night passes and the morning comes. So this time of year, or this time of year, the sun's rising at about let's see, be about 8:30 in the morning. Sunsets around 3:30 p.m. So the days are getting shorter. So you're probably up, before even the sun starts to crest over the edge of the flattened earth that is Hyperborea. And yeah, I mean, if there's nothing you need to do or you want to do here, in fact, we can jump to meeting with the shaman, or if there's something you want to do in the morning, we can do that now.
Not me. I just want to meet with the shaman. She's got my carpet.
Yep,
She
that
does.
same Bricky'll go with Panesta, same thing.
Sounds good. All right. Cool. Yeah. So you guys hang out. Whatever. You're maybe a little bit hungover. The sailors are kind of taking their turn, getting their rest and stuff. They're cleaning the boat. They're moving the goods that you guys have traded. The captain's done his deal, and you're able to meet up with the shaman about midday. She meets you outside the town walls again. And she has another one of those packages. A package, we'll call it the thing that she gave to Callista. It's basically a wrap of it is a lock of her hair wrapped around a piece of crab leg. Yeah, so it's basically dried, of course. That is the token that you can give to her brother. He'll recognize it, and she also delivers back the carpet, and it does seem to be clean and not damaged.
I will resist actually physically hugging the carpet, but I am very excited to put it back in my bag.
As well.
She's putting it back in her bag going, squee!
Yeah. Yep. It's been, yep. Yeah, that's exactly right. I'm very excited to carpet back, and I will say thank you very much, good shaman, and I will do my very best this time to find your brother first.
Excellent. As she nods and she says, I appreciate it. I just, and if you find anything else going on that, I'd be interested to know. Like I say, the crabmen keep us kind of in the dark, as it would be, about what's happening up there.
Oh, one quick question, Daniel.
Yeah.
If we describe the shaman that we met on the island to her, would she have any knowledge of him or basically anything about him?
The guy
we
that you met
up
on the island?
Yeah, the guy that was fighting eagles.
Yeah,
I didn't meet him.
Yeah, Panesta did not meet him, but Brighill did, right?
Yeah, it was me and maybe Crystal's character at that time. I don't remember who met him.
Yeah, if you describe that man, she is pretty certain that is in fact her brother. Yes.
Oh no.
Yeah. She says, "Oh, it sounds like him," but he didn't. You didn't present him with the token.
No, we did not. He did not seem to be what we thought would be your brother. He had more of a wild touch to him, and seemed like to me he'd been there quite a bit longer than. But if we find him again, we will present it to him.
Yes, well, he's been there for over a year now, so to be on your own in the wilderness for a year can change someone. But based on your description, he that does seem to be my brother.
Yes,
Oh, and also,
I know,
I'm sorry.
I know where, I know where to look for him. Then I will try to locate him and see if we can speak with him again. Then
And give him your token.
Excellent, I appreciate it. And also, I almost forgot. She did, in fact, commune, and how much?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. And she said that she doesn't know about any kind of what those words exactly mean, but she does know that based on her connection with the vibrations of Hyperborea, that there's something that's disturbing the crabmen for sure. I mean, she was pretty sure of that before, but now she's 100% sure that, and it does seem to be emanating from almost something calling them there. So not something that's like, let's see, it's not like they're feeling something evil they have to destroy, more like something's calling them there to arms.
Okay.
Like a rallying call, I guess is the best way to say it. Is the best that she could pick up. So now she's extra curious as to what's going on because, they don't, like I said, they don't tell her. Don't tell me anything.
Okay. So we don't know if it's, I'll look at Breakhild. We don't know if it's the Migo who are calling them to arms or if it's something else that senses the Migo. Or
that
something
is
else
true.
entirely.
It could definitely be something else that's calling them to face the Migo at some point.
Yeah. Perhaps a crustaceous one. Maybe we should destroy the pillars.
I think we should try to take those pillars down once we get there. Maybe our men, we can try to pull one down and see what happens.
Agreed. Agreed. All right. Thank you again for taking care of the carpet. Save the shaman.
She nods. He says, I can sympathize with your late friend's desire to protect the young.
Oh, yes. He had good intentions in his heart. And
They do say the road
his...
to the Hyperborea is paved with good intentions.
Yes, that is very true. Well, he has hopefully gone to his ancestors and his gods himself. So thank you again. Yep.
Let's hope he has, because the light does not shine for all of us.
Yeah, the shaman nods knowingly. And you hear her, she said, kind of mumbles to herself, oh, they said somebody got their finger cut off last night. And you can see her fishing in her medical pouch and heading towards the towards the bucket.
All right, I look at Brickhill and say, let's go see what all this is about, shall we?
Yes, I think our crew has had an enjoyment and rest. I think they will be ready to go now.
And I'll say to her, your father, he was a good man, yes. He taught you to use the spear? Is that so?
Yes, that is true. He taught me the way of the spear and the way of working in the blacksmith.
Huh. I had a vision of you and your father having spear lessons and teaching you.
Maybe one day I can return to my village and maybe you can go with me and meet him and my mother.
I smile and say, I would like that very much. And I look into her eyes as much as I can, considering how much shorter I am than Rickhild. And I say, you are okay, yes?
Yes, I feel fine. We had stargazing last night, and even though I broke my curfew and got back to the ship a little too late, I'm well rested.
All right. All right. Let's go.
Okay. Anybody else want to do anything else on shore?
No, I think I'm good.
All right. Yeah, so the mercenaries and sailors load back up on the boat. The captain has secured some water and additional, rations based on your sailing destination and such. You have a navigator now, so you're very professional. It's going to take about 8 days, hopefully, to get to Crystal Point, and assuming the weather is clear, you should be a good sail. You'll recall that you passed through some pretty turbulent water probably on the second day, and then after that it should be nice and smooth. So everybody gets on the boat, and you've got a much lighter load now, empty cargo hatches ready to be filled with piles of treasure, hopefully, as you head off towards Crystal Point. So let's go through and see if we get anything interesting on the way. Crystal, roll me a d6.
Could someone roll for me, please?
All right. It is a 3.
Okay. Yeah, so day one, as expected, was not too bad. You pass by a couple more of these small islands where the copper mines of the crabmen are, where unfortunates are sometimes sold as slaves. And at the end of the first day, you're hitting kind of the more turbulent waters, as we have Rush roll a d6.
Alrighty. Six.
Okay. Yep, it's rough for the next day or so. Or the mercenaries are probably a bit green in the face, not being seamen typically. So you see them maybe at one point they even tie themselves together into the mast because they're just the boat's rocking around in the terrible current. But by the end of the about 24-hour, 36-hour period, you start to break past the really rough waters. Nikki, roll a d6.
Okay. Four.
Okay. Yep, and you're breaking off to the area where there are more islands. From here, it should be pretty clean sailing. It's also much warmer now, so you're feeling, the warmth on your skin is probably like in the 60s now, as opposed to being in the 30s. People are on deck and just light clothing, or possibly removing their outer garments, enjoying a bit of sun coming across as you're kind of clean sailing. You can smell the salt of the sea. And Tony, last one, roll a d6 for me.
That is a 4.
All right. Good sailing. So on the 19th day of the 5th month, the 11th year, you see in sight once again what is known as Crystal Point. Not on any particular maps. The small island is... Oh, if I can find it. Point. There we go. Yeah, it's out beyond most of the maps. I know it's there, but it's not a well-explored area. So just to recall, since you guys know these things, you know what the island looks like, so I've left it fully revealed. Where the light blue square is down at the bottom, that's where I kind of put your boat the last time. I'm assuming you go in the same spot, but you can obviously go somewhere else if you want. Where the kind of purpley squares, I'll kind of point to things over here. This was a shipwreck. If you recall, there was a ghostly figure in there that aged Muda. This area over here, D, is where it seems primarily that this kind of reddish water is coming up, kind of feeding the sea. And what you do notice is even as far down as where you are, the water is tinted in red, where it was kind of a bluish color before. So everything around this area now is getting this red tint to the water. It's getting more and more contaminated, for lack of a better word. But you recall that it seemed like it was coming from here. Over here is a beach. And there are many caves. That's a very steep cliff. Up here was that temple, which with the entranceway into where you battled the creatures. There is this lake that allowed you to breathe underwater, and also had a grate at the bottom that you made your way through to get into the other part of the what is essentially a dungeon. Let's see. Right over here was the circle of obelisks, which you guys were just talking about a minute ago. And over here was where you found those boats, the canoes and the boats, I should say. And you destroyed the boats and the canoes, but that now was 2, maybe 3 months ago. It's been a while. Yeah, I think you left there somewhere around the third week of the third month, and you are now in the third week of the fifth month. Yeah, so it's been about 2 months, a little bit more than 2 months probably. As you approach. So, what is your plan?
Brickhill
And-
suggests that we, go in like we always do, where we do at the bottom there, and that we go up to that path and take the path over to those obelisk and take enough people and tools and rope and digging tools to try to dig one of them up and pull it over.
I agree. I would also ask Brigkill, because I wasn't with you. Where did you meet this man?
The man was met up on the high point of the island up there, away from that enchanted lake. He was on the edge there with fighting one of those large eagles we've seen. So we could look for him after that and go up that way, and maybe has a cave that he's staying in or something there.
Okay, sounds like a plan.
Okay, so just so I'm clear, you're going to take do you want to take all the mercenaries with you? Or do you want to leave some on the ship to defend it? You've got 13 mercenaries plus 13 total mercenaries, plus 9 sailors, a navigator, and a captain. But obviously the sailors will certainly come ashore and help dig something up, but you probably want them to sail the boat. So, and they're not very good fighters, so you might not want to put them in harm's way. But do you want to leave any mercenaries on the boat, I guess is what I'm saying, or do you want to take all 13 of them to dig up this thing?
I would say we take half of them with us, 6, say 6 with us. Is that we think we would probably know that would probably be enough between them and us to help dig and pull.
Yeah. I mean, the
Yes.
more people, the faster it'll go, basically.
I would say 6.
Uh.
I was going to suggest 6 or 7. Yeah, about half of the mercenaries and half stay back on the boat.
Okay, fair enough. So you'll take that, and you'll probably have to take 2 of your little dinghies because there's so many of you. But you'll move to the island, no problem. And it's just about 9 o'clock now, so why don't we take a 10-minute break and we'll come back and explore Crystal Point.
Okay.
Sounds good.
All right.
Okay, so the rain it begins to fall as you guys paddle out in your dinghies towards the Crystal Point with your 6 mercenaries from Xambaala. They are clad in leathers and carrying spears, along with the excavation equipment that you picked up: picks, shovels, some axes, ropes, such. As you head into the island to explore. So let's do a little exploration roll to see if you guys encounter anything. Nikki, roll me a d6. Let's see what's on the island.
Let's see here. Okay. Oh no. I rolled a 1.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Roll a d12.
Ah,
Roll a d20.
12.
D12. Okay. 10.
10. Oh, very interesting. You are walking up the beach. You know, it's raining, so you're like rivulets of water are kind of like washing some of the sand and stuff off the beach, and kind of out of the corner of your eye, you notice something that's now been exposed by the heavy rains. Metal object. It peeks up out of the earth. It looks like it's brass, and it is fairly large. We're gonna call it probably about the size of your fist. The overall box, if you go to kind of dig it out, you know, if you choose to do that.
Yeah, I'll go over there and I'll dig around it. I don't want to actually touch the object yet. Just dig around it and
Fair enough.
try to unearth it. Yep.
Yeah, you can. You take your either like a piece of wood that's on the ground, or the scabbard of your sword, or a staff or something,
Yep.
or maybe you have digging tools, whatever. You kind of shovel. You kind of move the dirt around. You can see that this is it's a brass box, like I say, roughly the size of your fist. It is in the shape of a heart, and it is it looks like it has a clasp on it and a little tiny lock.
Oh. Like a locket? A big
Like
locket?
a locket, but a big, yeah, like Flavor Flav style. Maybe not quite
Okay.
that big.
All right, I'll pick it up.
Yeah, boy.
Exactly.
do you think that may have washed up from that shipwreck, Vanessa?
I do. I think it probably did. Maybe Revna can. There's no kind of key with it or anything, right, Daniel? Just it is locked.
No, it's got like a little clasp that flips over, and there's a keyhole where you'd use a key,
Okay.
but there's no key right now. No.
Yeah, I'll have a look at it.
Yeah.
I kind of sit down, cross leg. How big is the box again?
About
It's
fist
like as
size.
big as a small fist. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I sit down so that I can like hold it and look at it real good. I first thing I'm gonna do is I take my tools and I go in to prod around to see if I can see any signs of it being trapped.
Sure. Yeah, you notice almost immediately that it's closed, but unlike, let's say, just a box that has a top that's closed on it, you can actually see that it's got some kind of, like, it goes into itself, like you feel like it's sealed, meaning that like it's probably watertight, like or possibly even airtight. Insofar as a trap, it doesn't appear that there could really. I mean, it seems so small that if there's a trap on it, you can't see anything.
Okay. So I try the clasp to see if it is indeed locked.
It is, yeah. It's definitely
Okay.
locked.
So I shall use my little picks and tools and whatnot and see if I can pick the lock on this.
Sure. Yeah. Go ahead. Roll a d12. Well, that one.
Oh,
So
have
you
you
have
already
six.
got the? Have you already got the number?
Yeah, it says 6 and 12 unless your dex is over 16, which I think you said it was. So it's 7 and
It
12.
is. Oh, okay. I didn't know if your skill had anything to do with it.
Oh, yeah.
Um,
Yeah, I am looking at your skills. I have the table in front of me.
oh, yeah, that's what I meant. Okay. All right,
Yeah.
cool. Where's my? Okay. You said
Yeah,
D12, right?
Yep. I have the referee screen as a JPEG, basically.
12.
Oh, yeah, no problem. Yeah, you are very easily able to kind of you're at first you're looking, you're like, man, that is a small lock, and then you remember maybe like, oh yeah, I got that other set of tools. And you kind of flip back. There's the tiniest tool you've ever seen, and it doesn't take much. I mean, it's an easy lock, and honestly, you probably could have, if it didn't work, to save face, you probably could have just like broke it off because it's so little. But you are able to manipulate it really nicely, and you hear it click, and you know that you could open this thing up.
So I just kind of aim it toward Panesta, and I just rock the top of it open. Not like aim it at her like it's gonna fire.
This
Wow.
might be trapped.
Yeah, let's make sure that we describe that adequately. While holding it in my hands, I kind of tilt it so that everybody can see, and I roll the top open like that.
A fireball leaps forward. Now, inside
Not the shotgun.
there's a soft leather pouch, and it is dry, except for now. Of course, the rain is battling on a little bit because it's raining out. But so the container was definitely watertight, and there's a small leather pouch in it, like a light tan leather pouch. It looks like to be high quality.
So I kind of pull the lid back down a little bit, not all the way, and I say, well, it's waterproof, so the box itself is should be worth a decent amount of coin. But there's a pouch. I hand it up to Vanessa, and I say, and I rise up off the ground, and I say, there's a pouch inside.
Oh, I will take the pouch and yeah, I'm just gonna open it.
Yep.
Okay, you open up the small pouch, and inside there is a rather large ruby. It is absolutely, when you first look at it, like you open the pouch, you go to pull it out, it looks like it's black. But then you kind of hold it to the light a little bit, as you lift it out in the light, and you see it's definitely a ruby. It's so red that it is like almost black red. It's definitely the reddest ruby you've ever seen. And it is somewhat in the shape of a heart.
Uh-huh. A blood ruby. She
Shape of a
says.
heart. This is someone's courting gift or something. Or a keepsake of a loved one. There's no papers or anything. There's nothing written on the inside of the brass container, Daniel.
No.
Okay.
Well, it looks gorgeous and expensive.
Yes. And we can hold on to it. Hopefully it's not cursed or something. I mean, a heart-shaped ruby that belonged to lovers might be cursed, but I'll take the chance. And I'll put it in my bag, the pouch. And I'll tell Revna if she wants to keep the brass box. I don't know how heavy it is to carry.
It's not particularly heavy. I mean, it's small and it's brass. And it's nice. It's very well constructed.
Honestly, I actually would like to keep that box, and I take it and I stick it in one of my pouches.
Okay.
Yeah, probably, when you're back at the ship and you have some time, you could probably even create a new key for it to make it easier to open and stuff for yourself. And it is, in fact, waterproof and will hold, a small amount of stuff, as it would be. Okay, so one strange ruby in a leather pouch, one waterproof box.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Other than that, you kind of enter the path, which is primarily overgrown. Of course, you know how to get there, so you're kind of walking almost like a path that you've trod before. It doesn't look like it's had a lot of. I mean, it's grown back a little bit since you guys kind of walked through last time, smushing down and cutting back bushes. It doesn't look like it's very well traveled as before. But even with that being the case, let's do one more roll. So, Crystal, give me a roll of a d6, please.
One.
Oh, too bad. Roll a d12.
Okay, just in case it matters, I had to have alertness, so chances of being surprised are -1. But a
Oh,
6.
nice. Okay. Yeah, yeah. If we come to that, we'll find out. Yep. Oh, okay. It might matter, actually. All right. You can roll a d6 to see if you're surprised. I guess you're only surprised on a 1, unless they have some kind of special ability.
Yeah, and I can also on ambusher I can surprise. I have a +1 to surprise, so
Okay.
2 for being surprised.
Okay. So then you are not, because unless they have something. Let me just quickly look at them that you're about to run into and see if it has anything that does exactly what you're. Where are you, monster? Nope, no kind of additional thing. So you are not surprised by it. Let me see. So let's see if it is surprised. Oh yeah, they are very surprised. Okay. So you come across, you kind of coming to the to that part where the path crosses. Then you're going to turn to the south, basically. And when you do, you hear crunching, and Enzo stops, and you can see through the foliage coming down the path 3 men. They are tall and lanky. They've got their skin is kind of withered and very, very dark coppery color, but you can see that there's almost like pieces of like chitinous shell on their in various parts of their body. They are actually completely nude. They are so you see like it's almost like if you imagine somebody wearing like piecemeal armor. You can see like chunks of like chitinous shell all over them, and their fists, it looks like it's like partially covered. So they almost look like if you've been near the shore or you've been on boat a long time, you see how barnacles kind of form up on the sides of the ship. They almost look like they've got like that on their bodies as they are walking. They do not see you though. They are quite surprised, and there are 3 of them.
We haven't
they
seen
are
these before, have we? Any of us?
not exactly like this. They look similar to the copper colored guys that you encountered, but these guys look very withered, and they look almost like they've been under the sea or something, because they're like covered in what essentially like barnacles and crustacean.
Enzo is going to like uh, ready his short sword and his axe, and he's going to kind of like look towards the group and let out just a small, whistle to them to make sure they all see it.
Oh,
Maybe we
Yeah.
should try to capture one of these and see if we were able to communicate with them.
yeah, I agree.
They may be able to give us some insight into things of the island that they're aware of it.
And maybe they know what the crabmen are up to.
Try and capture them.
Yep.
If Enzo can, he's going to switch over to his bola.
They can. I mean, you have basically a surprise round where you've chosen, I guess, to duck down and quickly have this conversation, unless Rush wants to do anything rash. Yeah, okay.
Nope.
And obviously, your mercenaries will do what you do, so they just duck down with their spears. Okay, so you are hidden from them, but essentially, what's the plan coming to the next round? Because they're going to see you as they round the corner. So, what is Pernesta's plan?
If I see Enzo get his bola, I will wait. I'll have my boomerang ready just in case things go south, but I will wait.
Okay.
Hidden, if I can.
Yeah, you gotta stay down behind the bushes. Okay. Okay, cool. And if something happens and you want to change your something for second phase, then you can do that.
Okay.
Enzo, what's your plan?
Enzo is going to use his bola to take one of these down. Probably whichever one is in the back would make the most sense, and the others they can just kind of take care of if they need to.
All right, so you're gonna wait till they pass and then try to whoop the guy in the back. Okay.
Yeah.
And Revna?
I am simply just going to try and move into the shadow and pull my daggers at this point.
Okay. And how about Breakfield?
Did you say they have any arms on them, any weapons?
They're not carrying anything. They're basically completely in the nude.
Yeah,
No weapons, no
Brickhill is going to get one of the mercenaries next to her in motion, and she wants him and her. They're going to charge them and try to overbear them and take them down. Use overbear.
Cool. With the help of one mercenary. What about the others? You're just gonna tell the others to stay back?
Yep, I would think so, unless Vanessa or somebody else had something for them to do.
No, I think we're trying to capture. We should keep everybody kind of silent and quiet for now.
Okay, sounds good. Well, since you're going to make the first attack move, Enzo, Crystal, roll initiative. I'll give you a +1 because you had the surprise the last round. You guys kind of ducked down. So roll, d6 +1 or d6 and add a 1 to it. They got a
6.
3. Okay, perfect. They got a 3. So yeah, so they're not going to be aware of you until you make your attack. So they kind of cross by, and I guess you're whipping your bola. Which one are you going to try to? Because actually, melee comes before missile range in this game, I think. So let's see. So I think the overbear is going to happen first. Yeah, half move and charge. So Breakhill, you're going to go ahead and make an attack, and I think you get a +1 because this guy's helping you. I believe that's how it works.
Let's see. For every additional overbear hit beyond the first in the same round, the target is penalized by 1 on their saving throw. So
okay, so
yeah, I
basically,
got to
we
make
got
a
to roll it.
D20 attack first, and
Yeah,
let's
and I guess he does too.
then they'll get a avoidance saving throw.
Okay.
Oh my God, nat 20.
Nice. All right, crit. Okay, that's fantastic. So you're going to overbear him with the crit. And then the other guy also, go ahead and roll a d20 for the warrior, because he has to also make a hit, I guess, and if he hits.
Oh my God, never nat 20.
Okay.
Nice.
Good. All right, that guy's down.
Man,
Don't-
I got this mercenary. I got him trained well.
Yeah, there's no need for saving throws or anything there. You take that guy down. He's basically helpless. We're going to say, yeah, you guys move at him really quickly, and you take him down. Which one was it? The first one, the second one, or the third one?
Like the third one, like the back one that was in the back of their group.
Cool. All right, yes, you charge up and you knock this guy down, and you guys have him down. You basically you're on him. He's trying to struggle with his arms. That was the one you were going to target, Enzo, but of course, obviously, they're close together. You can target, I guess, the next one back.
Yeah.
And go ahead and make your bola attack.
Okay. Hit armor class. Ooh, 8. That may not hit.
8. Yeah, they're not wearing any clothes, but they do have decent armor class because they're. Oh yeah, no, that doesn't. In fact, yeah, because 8 physically hits him, but doesn't actually hit him. So yeah, it hits him, but it just kind of clunk and clunks off and falls into the ground. They're kind of maybe he was striding at the wrong moment and you kind of hit one leg and the bola goes flying the other way.
Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately. You okay? I gotta find my. Yeah, there we go. A little keeping track of where everybody is thing. Cool. All right, so that one guy's completely flattened with the one mercenary and Brickhild. The second one from the back is gets hit in the leg with the bola but doesn't do any damage or anything. And then they turn towards where, of course, all the ruckus came from. And I think so. Panessa, you kind of said you ducked down, as did Ravna. So I'm going to say they can't see you. So they see Enzo, and they also see Breakhild and the other, the mercenary. So they're actually going to the ones closest to the mercenary is going to turn and try to or Breakhild the mercenary is going to turn and try to hit one of those two and pull them off their buddy, and the other one's going to charge at Enzo. So that'll happen in the first phase, and then if Revna and Brisbane want to do something, they can do that in the second phase. So I'll say D6. So 1, 2, 3 is going to be the mercenary. 4, 5, 6 is Brickhild. Okay, it's going after the mercenary. Poor mercenary. 15 is probably going to hit him, especially since he's holding somebody prone. 15 hits armor class 4. That's going to hit the mercenary, who is in leather armor, I believe. So it's armor class 6. And he actually gets 2 attacks. 12 hits armor class 6. Let me just quickly look up these mercenaries. I sent you guys the sheet, but I don't know if anybody has it open or not.
Yeah, I do.
What's the armor class of the mercenaries?
AC 7, the Spearman.
7 spearmen. Okay, so the one guy that's helping you overbear gets hit twice. Oh god. Okay. This thing just like pummels him, but it's got this like chitinous, like raw barnacle, and it just like slices at his skin, doing 4 and 5 points, doing 7 points of damage total.
Oh, good lord, that'll kill him. HP 6.
Oh god. Yeah, so you guys are holding this guy down, and you just hear this slicing as just his back gets ripped open, and he screams out in pain, and then dies. God.
Oh,
Well,
boy.
at least he went out like a hero.
Yep. He got his own in that 20, whoever having his life.
Yeah, exactly. That's the only nat 20 he'll ever have, for sure. All right, the other guy charges at Enzo. With a 2 on the first roll, that misses. And a... Wow, this guy's the opposite of that guy. And a natural 1. So, Crystal, roll me a d12 to see what happens as this guy charges at you.
2.
2. He's a fighter, so just a bad miss. He just charges at you, and he just like, he swings wildly with his arms, probably like confused as to what's going on. You can actually see that he's having, trouble really seeing because the sun, it's penetrating through the trees. Seem to be throwing him off. We'll say because they've got a 1. And going into phase 2, what does Panesta and Rush? Well, Panesta and want to do? Then I'll move down to.
I guess I'll throw the boomerang at the guy who just killed our mercenary.
Okay.
All right. 16. That hits the armor class. I'm sure it'll hit him. Negative 1. Yeah.
Yeah, that hits. Yeah. They do have thick skin, but that hits them.
Okay. Oh, actually, that's 6 points of damage.
Okay, nice. Yeah, it's a good, solid hit. It does not. He just turns. You can see that he's kind of stunned, but he, not like the effect stunned, but you can see he's stunned. He's got whacked, but he's not dead yet.
Okay.
He's not dead yet. Go ahead, Rush.
How many of them are left again?
There are a total of 3 that remain. One of which is completely overborne by Brickhild. One just got whacked by a boomerang. The one that's closest to you, based on where you hid, is the one that just charged at Enzo, and you are hidden. So if you want to perform a backstab, you can do that.
I am. So here's a question. I'm using both daggers.
Right. You just
So
get it on
I
the first
get.
attack.
So you just get it on the one. I just want to make sure. Okay, yeah. So I've got my brand new whalebone handle dagger and my regular dagger, and I'm just gonna run up on the one that's on. I think you said Enzo.
Yep.
And I'm gonna just double gut like that, but we're gonna try a backstab on him.
Okay.
Right.
So keeping in mind that you are attacking with 2 weapons, so you have to do the.
Yeah.
What the weapon class is? What, 1 for a dagger? So.
Yes. So,
right,
I get a -1 to each.
Okay.
So
but of course you get +4 right to the first attacks.
Right. So the first attack is going to be at +3.
Nice.
So that's this one. So that's
God.
I rolled a 17.
Oh. Yeah. What?
No, yeah, sorry. I rolled a 11.
Natural 1.
Natural, huh? Oh.
Hold on. Yeah, you rolled a
Yeah,
natural
it's
one. Right?
red. It's
Right.
What
red.
the
Would that
hell?
be
How did I
natural
end
one?
up with a 14 on a natural 1?
You didn't roll 14. It's armor class 14.
Oh,
Yeah.
shit.
So that's a crit miss. So roll a d12 to see what happens because you might not get your second attack.
You can tell it's been a while since I.
That's all right. Yeah, that is a little confusing. I wish it would just say miss. As a thief, that's just a bad miss. So bad miss means it's embarrassing. So Enzo, you see the thief leap up, and this guy's swinging wildly, missing you, and the thief leaps up and just like split and completely misses as well. But you get another attack to redeem yourself. There.
I do. So
Yeah, and this one's a -1.
With the next dagger.
Oh.
All right, that.
Apparently, you're better with your left hand because that's a good solid hit. Although
Yes.
it only does 1 point of damage.
It's that well handle.
It is.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you realize that the reason why he only cut himself a little bit was because your dagger's not that sharp, so you only do 1 point of damage.
Yeah.
No, that's a really good deep hit, but it's a good hit. Like it's a good clean hit, but it doesn't. You hit a part of his body that's like not.
Yeah.
Not very.
Feel the
soft.
power of my thunder.
Yeah, exactly. So you whack him hard, but it ends up only just hurting him a little bit. Okay, but however, there are indeed 5 more of these mercenaries. So and they're not just going to sit back and let you guys get killed because that's what they're here to fight. So everybody can roll for a mercenary. So I'm just going to start at the top. Oh, hold on. Did you get to go, Nikki? Yeah, you did.
Yeah,
That's right.
I threw the boomerang.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
She
My brain
bonked
is
his
like.
head.
I bonked him.
All right. So Nikki, roll for a mercenary who is going to charge forward. We'll say against the one that's just killed his friend, basically.
Okay.
Make an attack. He's their first level fighters, I think.
Yeah, I've got him up here. 0. Actually, it says 0 level fighter.
Yeah, 0.
Okay. All right, so you're going to need to get a 17 to hit then.
Okay. No, not at all.
All right. All right, Crystal, roll for your guy. He's going to, he'll attack the ones on Enzo, I guess.
Okay. 19 to hit.
Oh, that hits. Give some damage. 2-handed spear, right? So D8.
Yeah, D8. 3 damage.
Nice. All right, doesn't kill him, but it definitely hurts him. Rush, give me a D20 roll for your one of the mercenaries. We'll say this one will also be on the Enzo. Oh my god. Nice. All right, roll a d6 for the crit. That's you're critting in both directions today. So roll a d6.
Man, it looks like Aramis got us some good mercenaries.
Yeah, right.
Hey, you know.
Only plus. No, he's a fighter, so double damage. So roll a d8, and we'll multiply it by 2.
Whoops. I can't type apparently.
8 points, which is enough to kill him. Yeah, so between those two the mercenaries, they stab in and kill the one that's on Enzo. The one that's leaning over their friend that just died that got whacked by a boomerang that was still up. So we'll say that, Tony, if you want to roll for that mercenary.
All right.
That mercenary rolling it.
Oh, an 18
That hits.
for 2 points.
Okay, 2 points does not kill it, but there's one more guy. I guess I'll roll him. He misses. Okay. All right, so at the end of this first round of combat, we've got one guy who's not injured at all, but he's completely overborne by Brickhill. If you don't do anything else, he's basically trapped because you rolled 2 natural 20s, and he's got a body laying on top of him, so he's not going anywhere if you decide to stay there. Yeah.
I'm just, I'm struggling to keep them down till somebody can help me hog tie them.
Yeah, and then the other guy that just killed the mercenary is stabbed pretty badly by one spear and got whacked by a boomerang, but he's still up. And then the other guy that ran up to Enzo is dead. So there's basically one guy standing who is pretty severely injured. So what's the plan, Vanessa?
Missile.
Okay. How about Enzo?
During the first phase, he's going to pull his hand axe. In the second phase, he'll throw it.
Okay, sounds good. Revna.
So I'm having a little bit of trouble following. Who's the one that we're trying? Are we Do we have the one we're trying to capture secured?
Yeah, Brickhild's holding one down. And there's
Okay.
one other one standing basically above Brickhild, who will potentially be attacking Brickhild in this round if
All right. But
you
the
don't
one
have
that was
enough
on
things.
Enzo is gone.
That is correct. The two
All right.
mercenaries
So
took one out.
I will move to the one melee. I'm going to do
Okay.
melee.
Sounds good on the only one that's up, I guess. And of course, we know
Yeah.
Brickhild's holding that guy down. So Crystal, go ahead and roll initiative again.
Okay.
They got a 4.
Oh, 1.
Okay, let me roll his morale actually, because he is now alone. He's got a pretty good morale though. Let me just make sure that he's not going to run. Nope, he's going to stay and fight. Let's see. There's 2 mercs on him that seem to be the most dangerous thing, so he's actually going to target one of the mercs. That's going to miss. And that's going to hit. And it does 5 points. Okay, they have 6 hit points, right? So one of the mercenaries is down to 1 hit point. Just keep track of that. He didn't die because they all have 6 hit points. And that's all that guy can do. So circling up around to our Malay people would be Rebna. This guy just, and also there's some mercenaries, but I let the player characters always go first. So go ahead, Rush.
All right. I'll move to the one that's over there by getting ready to come down on Brighild, and we will try a double dagger attack on them.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm assuming I can't get the backstab again.
That's correct.
Okay. So, bonk, bonk.
First one misses, but second one for 4 points hits and actually kills them. So go ahead and explain how you come up and, wow, you are a lefty. Go ahead.
Apparently, yeah. So I come up and try the same double move, and I miss as I cut across this way, but the second one that I'm stabbing with just goes right in between the ribs, and
Nice.
and Brig notices one of these guys behind her just suddenly go and drop right behind her.
Nice. Okay, well that effectively ends the combat because as long as someone's going to help Brickhill to go wrap this guy up,
Oh yeah.
he is subdued. You can see that. Actually, I have to look these guys up. I think they speak the common tongue, but I'll check. I think they speak one language, which would more. Check that though. Yeah, we'll say they do. I'm just going to say that they do. You roll him over and you can see again, he's this kind of coppery colored man with this long black hair, straight hair. You notice though that he's got like no eyebrows, no facial hair, no hair on the rest of his body at all. And there's various areas of his body covered in this like hard, almost barnacle or chitinous areas. And then like on his fists and stuff is all rough and barnacly. And you can see from the ones you killed that was quite a weapon because it tore that one mercenary to pieces. And of course, the remaining mercenaries are saddened by their brother's death, and they kind of start to kind of collect up the body while you guys are doing whatever you're going to do with this guy. What is the plan? You've got this guy captured. You would recognize him as an Oon. Yeah.
I got a question, though, Daniel, and I'll keep it family friendly. By looking at his anatomy, because he's naked, I mean, does he appear like was human at some point?
No. He is like he's like a Ken doll, or they are like Ken doll. Yeah.
That's odd.
Indeed.
Yeah, Brickhill just after we set him up and secure him, she's going to look at him and go, "Where did you come from? What are you doing here?"
Let's see. So he looks at you and he says, "You will all die soon. They're coming, you know."
Who?
The masters.
Yes, but in the meantime, could you be a doll and answer the question?
What was the question?
I look back over at Brickhill.
Where where did you come from? What are you doing on this island?
We are here to serve the master, of course. Masters.
Are your masters the one with the wings and the deadly weapons?
Oh, yes, they are so deadly, our masters. They will destroy you. Unless, if you take me with you, we could leave now, and then you will survive. Well, at least
What
until they destroy the rest of the world.
what purpose do these? And she'll describe those big tall obelisks to see if he knows anything about them.
He kind of looks, he smiles, he says, "Oh, you don't want to mess with those. It will just make you die sooner.
Why?
Everything happens in time. If you want to rush things, then you die sooner."
Did your masters build those or grow those?
The masters are coming.
Mm-mm.
They know everything. They are coming for you.
Yes, and we will be waiting. And unfortunately, the light does not shine for all of us. And Brickhill drives her spear straight through them.
Ooh,
Nice. All right. Yep. He falls over dead.
Well, there you have that.
There would be no answers coming from that one. He is either has no knowledge or he has been trained well enough to handle any type of interrogation.
well, Xenia did tell us that the Un were created by the Migo or by those creatures.
I think he is the warning he gave about the obelisk. I did not believe him. I think he is saying that to there must be some type of power there, as we've sensed before, because maybe it would make us scared of him to stay away from him. But I feel that is some of the power of it is here on this island that we need to try to bring down.
Yeah, I think no matter what we'd have asked him, he would have told us not to mess with it. Clearly, they're important, and so to these creatures in some way. So it's possible they're dangerous, but we've faced danger before.
Brickhill is going to look at Helene. Didn't you say Helene was with us, right?
Yep, she is. Yep. I always forget she's there, but yes, she's there.
Brickhill is going to walk up to her and go, our man that has helped us out, they've been very brave and they're fighting. Do you think you could help the one that is, he seems to sustain some type of injuries, and I don't think he's going to be able to keep up with us unless there's something you can do for him.
Yeah, she looks and she says, "I sometimes forget that you're one of the good ones, Brighill." And she walks up and she does, in fact, cast. Oh, yeah, she cures him for 8 points of damage, which is more than he took. So you see the other, the other men are like trying to tend to his wounds or whatever, and she just walks up and kind of stands next to him, and she speaks a few words and touches him, and the gashes across him, start to mend up, and he's healed. He looks a little scared after he's healed, but then he kind of like, he seems like almost scared of her because she was able to heal him like that. But very thankful to you all for doing it.
Yeah, Brickyard is going to walk up to the spearman and kneel down, and he sees the golden yellow in her eyes as she says, "Thank you for your bravery. What you did proved your worth, and she was able to restore you back to your health. Continue, and there will be much greater things come to you."
He nods. He says, "Thank you. We would like to burn our brother's body when we can."
Yes, I say we could take them back to the shoreline when we return, and we'll have a small service for them.
They nod. They kind of like strap him like with almost like a stretcher. They take some like branches and kind of do, and then they kind of like hang him up in the tree so he's away from the animals while you guys are kind of interrogating and stuff. So they say, we'll take him on the way back. And yeah, so he's secured there. They'll leave him there for now, unless you want to carry him with you. I'm assuming you don't want to carry a body with you.
No.
All right. What's the plan? Are you going to head towards the obelisk now, or?
Yep,
what is
this
your plan?
makes even more want to go to this obelisk after him trying to give us a warning instead of waiting.
Okay. Alrighty. Yeah, so you guys head down. Okay, so that okay, you get there without any kind of a. You start to approach the obelisk, and you can almost like feel like in the air, the power of them. Remember, they're crackling with some kind of energy as you kind of step out into the opening, and you see these warriors that were so brave. Not 10 minutes ago. You could see them visibly start to shudder, and they all kind of raise their spears up, and they back away a little bit, and they say, "No, this is evil. We cannot go near this. No, please, no." And you can see they are just like out of their minds, frightened, like they don't want to get anywhere near the obelisk.
How do you know these things are evil? What is giving you the insight to this?
Can't you feel it? Can't you feel it? You can see them. They're like sweating, even though it's like not particularly, warm. And you can see like these like burly, warrior types. They're not as well trained as you all are, but they're burly, men, and you can see that they're frightened. They're like children. They're absolutely frightened by these obelisks.
Yeah, Brickyard is going to then look towards where Enzo is standing to see if he's having any reaction, knowing that, maybe from his background that he gets.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, this. Yeah, you would, Enzo, like you would sense that these are incredibly evil, and it's only your time in the field and your experience that has taught you to be able to stay, like that like people that you like in your village and stuff would probably have the same reaction as these people. Like there's a strong evil coming from this.
Yeah, Enzo, he's visibly disturbed by these things, and he takes him a moment. Actually, he actually has to kind of like close his eyes and gather his composure, and he takes a kind of deep gulp, and he looks towards the men and says, "Fret not. These I've encountered evil like this before, but the only way to get past your fear is to take that fear head on. Come on, men. Come on, stand strong. Who's with me?"
Yes,
And I
I
have a
agree.
+1 to my charisma if that matters.
Nice. Yeah, I mean
If
this
these
sorcery is
things-
so. Oh, God, sorry, God. Tony?
Brickyard was just going to kind of pat him on the back, Enzo, and yes, I agree. These things are, if there is that much evil sensed here, we need to bring them down.
Yeah. I mean, technically this magic, I mean, just this is meta and outside the thing, but anything with below 1 hit die, actually cannot approach them. But I'll say, because that was such a rousing speech and I rolled really high, that you could probably get them over there, but like they're going to be at terrible, terrible minuses if they have to fight. Like they will run as soon as anything comes. Like they like walk like, you know, closer to it, but they're not in any shape to really do anything. But those of you who
Yeah,
have more
Ricky's
experience
just
are able to
she's
resist
gonna grab one of the shovels and picks and just start going over and digging to kind of give them the courage to come over and help.
Yeah, Enzo
Okay.
will do the same to try and show them, like, you know, he's taking the fear head on.
Okay. Yeah, so you go over to the, and again, they'll come over, but you can tell that they're just like shaking and really like they keep looking back, and like you can tell like every minute they're just thinking like they take one scoop of dirt and they're like ready to run. What's everybody else doing, Benesta and Revna?
Well, I've seen the crystal before, and they're digging around it. I will look at Brickhild and say, "What does it seem like? They're really deep, or how long is it going to take?"
I mean, it'll take you a while to get down a bit to see how deep they are. So you're just going to see how deep they go. I mean, you know that they're 25 feet tall and 5 foot thick, so they probably go into the earth quite a bit because otherwise they wouldn't stand up. You know, they can't be just barely on there.
Can I just tap one with the boomerang and see if that affects it in any way? Because I know that magic.
You want to touch it
with the boomerang? Yes, I want to touch it.
I mean, you can do anything you want.
I do. I want to tap it with the boomerang and see if it has any reaction, because I know that magic stuff reacted or did something to the crystal before.
I'm just giving you a hard time. Yeah, you approach it and with the magical boomerang, and you know these like it's almost like essentially there's like what says spidery white energy. Excuse me. So it's kind of like electricity, basically. You see it going. You know, imagine those. You know those like globes that when you touch it with your fingers, like the energy like goes all. It's like that, except it's starting at the bottom and going to the top, almost like a lava lamp style. And when you tap it with the boomerang, you see that the white energy kind of spreads away from it, but then it does actually come back.
Okay.
Yeah, and also Bricchio would recommend maybe if she could hide out in the edge of the woods there or the whatever to, you know, watch and listen for if those creatures are sent out again to knowing, you know, that knowing that we're there, probably see if she can keep an eye out on the edge of the place.
Okay, that's Revna. You want to hide and stand guard, as Brigilda suggests?
Yes.
Okay. 2.
I'll look at Brighild.
Oh, sorry. No, go ahead.
I was just going to say, do you think we should just disintegrate a pillar? I mean, if you want it destroyed.
Have we, I was going to say, by this time, Daniel, say if we dug for a turn, would we don't see a bottom to it yet, or?
Yeah, if you dig for a turn, you're probably down like 3 or 4 feet. And yeah, it's still, it does seem to be actually, as you're like going deeper, you realize that it seems to be getting wider as well. I mean, not dramatically, but like you can tell it's getting wider.
Yeah, I would think of that. Brickyard would probably turn towards Panesta and go, well, yes, let's try that. It seems that this thing is pretty deep, and it also seems like it gets much wider at the base, so it could take us quite a while to try to dig.
Okay.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, so as you're kind of digging and maybe you're taking out one of the blaster pistols to figure out you're going to blast it, go ahead, Rush, and roll a d6 to see if these things, if you surprise these things as they're coming through the woods. I mean, you're waiting for them, so. Actually, I'm not going to do that. But what's your hide? Go ahead and roll your hide. Just roll a d12.
I rolled the d6. I rolled a 6.
Okay, well, this is going to be better for you, so roll the hide. Because that would not surprise him, but you should have a much better chance because you have a high skill.
D12, you said?
Yeah, D12. Oh yeah, that makes it even with any kind of extra. Okay, yeah, you see coming through the woods two. You've not seen these things. Well, no, you did. You were here before. You see two of these coppery men, not the barnacle colored ones you saw before, but these ones are copper colored with like very thin like copper chainmail on and spears. There's two of them. They seem to be moving through the woods towards your encampment. So you have a surprise round on them. You can do what you like.
Shit. They're moving straight toward our encampment.
Yep.
I think that, and I'm sorry, I missed it. Is Panesta there with me, or am I there by myself?
Oh, you are. So essentially, this currently there's this kind of opening. I know I didn't really describe it very well because it's been a few weeks since last time we were here. There's kind of a big open clearing, and there's these big giant obelisks that are forming a circle. The entire party, except for you, is near one of them, digging around it, trying to topple it over. You've positioned yourself in the woods, maybe like 20 foot into the woods, so you're hidden, waiting to see if any enemies come down the path. And sure enough, you can see these guys. Actually, I'll tell you how far away they are. They're about 60 foot away from you at this point, and they don't see you yet. I mean, you're hidden, so you could just stay there and they would walk right past you, but you also can do what you want. You get a surprise round.
How far are we from
The group? About 20 foot.
Yeah. Oh, I'm only about 20 foot from the
They're
group.
about 20 foot from the clearing, and they're in the clearing, so they're like maybe 30 foot from you. I mean, they're pretty close to you.
Okay, but it's no doubt that they're definitely going right for where the group is.
Oh yeah, they're walking down the path towards the clearing, and they have spears. And last time you were here, that's exactly what they did.
So I would imagine that I would have set some kind of signal up, maybe, or is that just so? I would just kind of
sure.
I would just kind of give like a real quick bird whistle.
Okay.
And then stay hidden.
All right, you're gonna let them pass you. Basically, you're gonna whistle and then let them pass you.
Yeah, I'm gonna whistle to the group so they know, so they can move out of the way, or at least warn them. Whatever they choose to do is up to them, and then I'll wait till they come by. And if a group looks like they're going to engage them, then I'll hit them from behind.
Okay. Yeah, sounds good. Yes, you make your whistling sound out in the clearing. You guys hear the signal that that your scout, your lookout, I guess, has seen something coming.
Here, Brickhill, at hearing the whistle, is going to look towards Panesta first and go, "You take care of the obelisk. Let me and Enzo will handle whatever's coming." And she'll motion towards Enzo to follow her to the path that they know where Revna went that way.
Okay, yeah, perfect.
When Enzo hears the noise, he almost leaps 20 feet in the air. You know, like he was already disturbed being around these obelisks, and he already has his weapons out, ready to take something on. Nice. So yeah, he's definitely following Brickhill.
Cool. Yeah. So you guys move up towards the path. Panesta, are you going to stay there and zap this thing?
Yes.
Okay. Fantastic. Tony, go ahead, roll initiative.
All right.
Oh God, they got a 6.
I got a 6 too.
Oh, nice. What's your dex?
My dex is 12.
Okay, let's find Copper Oon Warriors. Dexterity. 9. Okay, yeah, you guys got it first. So you and Enzo move into the path, and these guys, I guess they heard you digging, so maybe they didn't think that they thought they could jump on you or whatever. So they're coming down the path. There's 2 of them with spears, and oh no, I'm sorry, no, they have laser. Right? No, these are crapping. Read the wrong thing. No, they have spears. Okay, yeah. So they come down I'm like, hold on, they have laser guns. No, they just have spears. So they're coming down the path with the spears, and you get the jump on it. You come into the path and you confront them. So our 2 melee people can go first. So go ahead, Enzo.
Yeah, Enzo has his 2 weapons out, so he's going to be 2-weapon fighting.
Nice.
So here goes. Short sword first. Oh, not good. Then the hand axe. Oh, pretty good.
Better. You guys are much better. You guys are all lefties.
Yeah. And then short sword again. So yeah, he rushes the closest one and just like whoosh, 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 and hits
Okay.
twice for a total of 5 points damage. Or I guess twice, because it's -2 and then 2.
Yeah, they both hit. Yeah, those two hit, but of course the 10 does not hit as predicted. Okay, cool. Yeah, you chop into this thing, doing 5 points of damage total. It staggers back. It's not super hurt, but it's definitely hurt. And Brighild?
Yeah, Brickhill is kind of pissed off because she's, a little sweaty and a little dirt on her from digging around. So knowing that there's something coming and seeing these things, she just goes right into it and master weapon with her spear twice.
Nice.
Let's see. Wow, I know that's going to hit. Let me see. Negative something for sure. And the other one will get armor class 0.
They both hit. armor class
Let's
is 3.
see. That will be 7 plus 4, so 11 points total with the 2 attacks.
Oh, nice. All right, yeah. It does not kill it, but it is very, very injured. And also hidden back there is our thief. Are you jumping out to sneak attack here?
Yes.
Okay. Go for it.
So I will enter the fray. As soon as I get my character sheet back up here.
Since positioning's up in the air, I'm just going to roll randomly to see which one. Because it's all happening at the same time, so you wouldn't really be able to pick, based on who hit better or whatever. So I'm going to say you're going after... Oh, actually, that works out better for you. You're going after the one that's on Enzo.
So one hits armor class 10, one hits armor class 4.
But hold on, though. Did you... Oh, you added the 4 to the first one, right? Which wouldn't hit anyways. Armor class 4 actually... Oh, it's funny. Their armor class is 4, but 3 with the shield, but you're hitting them from the back. So whether or not they're backstabbing or not, their shield's not going to do anything. So that does hit. It does not kill him, unfortunately, but it does hurt him. So you jump out in the first one, chinks off the armor, and the second one finds a nice purchase and slides through. Clearly, everybody's a lefty in this group.
Yeah,
once again.
because once again, I would have had 12 points of damage from the backstab, but I missed.
Yeah. Oosh. Okay. Okay. Now, I guess just to round things out, Panesta, would you like to shoot your laser gun? I mean,
Yeah.
you can't really miss it. It just needs to make a saving throw. But I'll let you make it so you can roll something. So save for the thing. Make it roll a d20 for me.
D20, I'll do it here and roll 20.
Yeah. Disintegration is 5, which means its saving throw is... Yeah, okay. You need
I
to roll
rolled a 4.
20 for... Okay, yeah. You shoot this thing and it does not disintegrate.
Oh.
Well, hold on. I'm sorry. No, you have to roll over to make a saving throw, right?
In this, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, okay, no, I'm sorry. You shoot it and it disintegrates. So it goes... And it's gone. And you see the other ones all stop for a second. And then start going again. With, in the minute that you're standing there, there's no noticeable change. Of course, you also have Helene with you, who charges forward and attacks the Ewan's. I will say because there's 2 on the one that's on Esno, she's going to attack the one that's Brigill's attacking. 17. That definitely hits. Hits an armor class of -2, I think. Oh no, hold on. No, her fighting ability is only... She's a cleric. Fighting ability is 3. So still it hits easily. It's armor class 0, and she has a great hammer, 2d6 plus 2. That's a crazy weapon, right?
Yeah, wow.
Oh, okay. 11 plus 2 is 13. Yeah, so, Brickhill stabs this guy. He staggers back with his spear, getting ready to attack, and then just out of nowhere, this giant hammer just whoosh, and his head just goes, and he falls over dead. Nice. All right. Cleric hasn't got to kill anything in a while, so she steps up. She's pretty happy to have done that. And now it is their turn. as noted, your warriors now they've stepped back. They're not ready for combat. They won't be fighting anytime soon, so they're staying out of the fray. They probably backed away now that Podesta's shot a laser at the at the thing and destroyed it. They're probably like, their eyes are like. And the one guy is going to attack the thing in front of him, which is Enzo. He gets only one attack this round with a short spear, one-handed, because he's wearing a shield, and he misses. So he tries to stab you with a spear, Enzo, and misses. So currently there's one copper-colored man in chainmail and shield with a spear remaining, facing off against 4 very tough opponents. So he is probably not in a good spot. But we will see next round, I guess. So that's the end of that round. Podesta, what are you going to do now? You disintegrated that one thing. It didn't seem to make too much of a difference, but of course, with things like this, it's hard to know immediately.
Right. Well, I'll do one more and see what happens.
Okay. Let me keep track of this obelisks.
And I've got my charges. I'm tracking those.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, you're going to shoot one more. Okay, how about Enzo? You got this guy tried to stab you with a spear.
I'm going to try and hit him back.
All right, sounds good. How about our thief? He's aware of you back there, so you're not backstabbing, but there is indeed a man.
I'm going to do melee.
Okay. And how about Brickhild? Your guy's dead, but...
Yeah, Brickhild sees what Helene walks up there and does, and it catches her so off guard. She says, "Oh, well, thanks." And then she's just going to ignore, because she knows Enzo has that one. So she's going to ignore that and walk right past them and go back towards you to see what luck Podesta had.
Yeah, I feel like Helene's doing the same thing. She just kind of puts the thing over her shoulder and walks back. All right, so, Crystal, roll initiative.
Okay.
This is on you. 5.
2.
All right, it's going to go first. It gets 2 attacks this round. Natural 20, that's going to hit. And 7, which is going to miss. Okay, so it rolled a 20. We roll for the crit damage. Ooh, 6 on the crit. This is he's treated as a fighter. So 6 on the crit, I believe, is triple damage. Oosh. Would you like me to roll once and triple it, or roll 3 times, Crystal?
Say roll once and triple it.
All right. D6. We'll do it in roll 20 for the drama. D6 plus 1. So 19 points of damage. He missed by a mile the first time, and then he sinks the spear deep into your belly, which probably hurts a lot, but I doubt kills the barbarian. And now it's your turn. Seek revenge, barbarian.
Okay. So,
I'm assuming you're not dead, right?
oh, no. I have like 29 HP left.
Yeah.
I'm just updating that real quick. I have it on my little sheet there. Okay, and attacking. He says, "All right, my turn," and hits all 3 times. In fact,
Nice.
I rolled an extra
critted
one
on
by
the last
mistake, but no, that was a that was a mistake. I only had 3 attacks.
All right, well, that's 11 points of damage and only has 8 hit points. So explain how you slaughtered this thing.
Yeah, so like he stabs Enzo really good, and he looks really proud of himself. And then he looks up at Enzo and notices Enzo isn't dead. And Enzo, like I said, he goes, "All right, my turn." And the guy almost looks like he grabs himself before Enzo is like, "Zook, zook, zook," and like just takes him apart.
Nice. Yeah, the copper man falls to the ground, slaughtered by the barbarian's assault. His light copper mail is shredded. His shield and spear drop to the ground. He's laying there next to the guy with a broken neck. And you hear in the field, go ahead and roll a saving throw for the second thing there, Nesta.
Okay.
Basically, you got to get less than a 16 for it to...
Nope,
all right,
nope.
yeah, it's that time.
Oh, man.
Yeah. So you shoot the second one, and it stays.
Okay. I look at the pistol and kind of bang, hit it. What the heck is wrong with this thing?
You hit it on your leg, it shoots out down, puts a big hole in the ground. Yeah, it doesn't seem to have done anything. And you're looking at the obelisks, and they seem to be still doing what they were doing before. I mean, you're not a magician or a ranger, so it would be hard for you to really know if they've changed. I mean, you know, maybe they've changed, but not noticeable enough that a lay person would notice it, if that makes sense.
Yeah, okay.
Try a different one, Vanessa. Maybe.
Okay. I'll shoot another one.
Okay, sure. Go for it.
Okay.
Do the same thing, make another save.
Yep.
16 or better, it stays. Okay, yep, shoot another one. You know, again, it. And you do see that there's like a hole in the ground, you know, where it's like a green onion, basically. You know, it's got like a ball at the bottom, probably, like, so it goes down like 5 or 6 feet in the ground. You see kind of like an opening where the rest of it was, because obviously it distributes the whole entire thing.
Okay. Do you go, if I walk up to the hole and I look where it was and I look down, do I see anything? Like, is there something underneath?
That is a good question. Mostly just earth. I have to actually look at the map. That is a very good question. Does that actually go through the bottom? I don't think it does, so I'm going to say there's just earth down there, but let me just confirm that.
Okay.
That is a very, very, very good point.
While you're looking that up, Enzo is gonna look over to Brighild after seeing that laser fire. That's too much for him. He says, "I think I'm gonna take the men and set up a patrol."
Yes, they may send more of those guardians or whatever if they know that we're destroying. So be definitely on watch. Tell Revna to hide again, and maybe she can catch one sneaking up.
Sounds good. Come on, men. Let's set up a patrol. And then he'll go and tell Revna Brighild what Brighild said.
Yeah, for sure. For these guys, for like the next couple of hours, are going to be -2 on anything they do, because they're completely scared from all that the evil that they kind of push themselves to go near. But they will, of course, be more than happy to go out on a patrol. Looking at the map, I do not think that it would reach that far. So yeah, you don't see any of the dungeon below.
Okay.
It's not quite that big. Yeah.
All right.
You remember that on this map you're looking at, between where the lake is, where you went down underneath, and where you are, is probably like a mile or more, maybe more than a mile. Yeah, it's probably almost 2 miles. So.
Right. I was just asking because there could be like something.
No.
Okay.
No, I was just making sure there wasn't anything. So yeah, what you see below is basically dirt. You do see more kind of jagged pieces of crystal, but not enough to make you think that there's any kind of a structure underneath. More like it's just like extra pieces that were just stuck, that weren't connected to it. They didn't get deleted, disintegrated.
Okay. I look at Brighild and I'll say, well, I don't see a big change in these things.
Well, even though, yes, we haven't noticed any significant, I would say while we're here, if you feel like it, I'd say we destroy all of them if we can.
I mean, that will use almost all of our pistol charges, I think. Well, how many pistols? You have one, I have one.
Nope, I don't have one anymore. Mine got destroyed when I died.
Oh, that's right. So
There was another one in that room. Brigghild's got destroyed, but in that room, there was another one.
I didn't say crystals of her character turned the one into the temple, so I don't know if there was one more or not.
Didn't we have an extra one in a pack that was like fully charged?
Yeah, we have 2, I think.
I think you have 2 total now.
Two
there was
total,
4.
yep.
There was 4 that you found. One was destroyed with Brighild.
Yeah.
So there are 2. I don't know who has it, but there you do have 2. We had 3, but the ranger gave one away.
Yeah, we have one with 28 shots, and mine has 21. I would say
Yeah, I would say that Brighild has one. Unless because I don't know that you would give it to somebody new.
No, I took I actually took that laser sword deal. So
Yeah.
maybe Eka, maybe Young's character had originally taken it. Maybe I don't remember.
I
Yeah,
didn't
he
give
may,
mine.
he may have, but I think at this point, like the party probably would have kept them.
Yeah,
I don't think that. So if you want to have one, then you can. Otherwise, one of the other people you could have given it to one of the other characters, I suppose. But the party itself should have 2 total.
Right.
At this point. Yeah.
I mean, Brig, I probably would have given it to you as Revna just joined us, and Enzo obviously probably doesn't want it. So.
Yep, that works.
And I know Dougal doesn't want it. So.
Right. So now you have a laser sword and a laser pistol, Brighild.
That pistol has
and
20...
you still use the spear.
Well, yeah, we don't. Yeah, 28 charges though on that pistol.
That's a full 28,
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's 20. There's a total of 20 of these things. You've destroyed 2 of them so far.
So it would use a lot of our charges to destroy them all.
Oh, okay. I misunderstood how many there were. My fault. I was thinking there was like 5 of them. I don't know why.
Oh no, there's 20. There's 20 of them. They are 25 feet tall, 5 feet thick. That's probably where the 5 came from.
That's probably why I was thinking. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I mean, Brickhill would say yes. I agree, Vanessa. There are too many of them because you've destroyed 2, and that should have made some difference. So I think you're right. Maybe we just leave them, but they must be some form of terrible evil to scare Enzo and the rest of the crew that way.
Well, I didn't really get a chance to tell you this with, well, I probably did on the boat, but we'll just say it again. When I was at the library back in Xambaala, I was reading a book that claimed, now of course, you don't believe everything we read, but that these things are grown by the Migo, like some sort of organic process.
Very interesting for sure, then.
So that would make me think that, yes, they must be very evil. And I'm not sure, like I said, if the crabmen are that call to arms the shaman told us about, if the Migo are sending out that signal, or if the crabmen's call to arms is because the Migo are doing something terrible to the surrounding land.
Well, I hope we can find around those caves, and maybe he can get some knowledge of that, or if he has any relations with the crabmen, or
yeah, agreed, because he was supposed to be communing with them, I think, while he was out here. So it's possible that he would have some idea. Then we can decide if we need to destroy the rest of these things, because it might be worthwhile to waste or to use the pistols if they're that evil. But I'd like to get some more information first.
Yes, I agree. Maybe we should, the men are very scared. Let's go back and get their companion and take them to the shoreline and then let them do their burial rites as they see that maybe would give them some relaxation and their minds back to doing what needs to be done later.
All right. And then we can go look for this shaman's brother.
I agree.
Okay.
Okay. Crystal, roll a d6 out on patrol.
Okay. 4.
Okay. You're looking around, and of course, being a barbarian, and skilled in forestry and such, you can see that it doesn't look like anything except maybe animals, for the most part, are moving through the forest, except for on that path. And but, however, as you're kind of heading towards the southwest, you do actually see some trail that looks like it could be created by some kind of humanoids. However, it doesn't seem to butt up. So in other words, you're going through like the woods with no connection to where you're at right now, and then you find some other trails that. So if you're looking at the map, like where J is, you're like not quite at J, but you're in that general area. And you can see there's some other trails that seem to be over there that they're not the cobble trails from the original inhabitants, but more like trail of just somebody or something that's probably humanoid has cut them and made them through use.
Interesting. All right. He's gonna wait until Pinesta and Brickhild and everyone get through with those obelisks. He's not gonna go back over there. So once they
Yeah.
come get him, he'll let them know.
Yeah, I figure you're on patrol, so you're probably doing a big circle. And by the time you get around to the path again, giving a wide berth of the obelisks, you see that the group seems to be collecting together to head back.
I found some paths out on patrol. Looks like they are man-made paths. Not as wide as these, but definitely clearly going to something.
Yes, maybe these copper creatures, maybe they've got some other location they go and check on then or something. It could definitely be that.
Well, if we can find their camp, maybe we can put their numbers down a little bit more.
And there's always
We-
a chance it's the shaman's brother. Sorry, go ahead, Tony.
Oh no, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say it could be the copper creatures. It also could be the shaman's brother. That's less likely, but maybe.
But Enzo, I agree. At some point, we probably should go and follow the trails. But Panesta and I think it would be best maybe now that we take our hirelings back and let them give a proper burial to their friend, because they are very shaken up by what they just went through. Maybe we need to let them rest for a bit.
Yes, sounds like a good idea. They do seem to be under a good bit of stress.
Yes, and I believe the experience has shaken you somewhat too from being around those things, those obelisks.
Well, I certainly didn't expect to see you wielding such powerful magics, for sure.
Cool. All right, so as you're heading back, let's rush. Roll me d6. See if anything else on the island interests us.
A full.
4. Okay. Yeah, you emerge at the intersection of the path. The body is still there, and the men begin to take their brother down, brother in arms down, and you guys take him and head towards the beach area. So let's get Tony one more roll. See if anything on the island
Oh no!
is disturbed
Put-
by.
Put it off
always,
on me.
Always one more.
That's a 2.
All right, yeah. Yeah, you guys make your way down the path. The rain is lit up a bit as you kind of break out onto the beach. It's been a rainy day, but the rain is starting to fade now, and the sun is kind of getting lower in the sky because the short days of Hyperborea now. It's bloated and red as it comes across as the Xambaalans start to collect some driftwood and stuff to create a pyre for their fallen comrade. Yeah, I mean, assuming you guys help them, whatever, they will do so. Aline will speak some words, and yeah, we'll light him aflame. The first of the mercenaries to fall here. Okay, you guys can get back to the boat. I guess that's where are you going to go up on the? You want to go up to the cliff, or are you going to go back to the boat?
I was wanting to find the brother. I don't know if we want to go
Okay.
to the boat.
Well, if you're going to do that, then we're going to. Then Helene will also turn and heal the barbarian, assuming that he's okay with that.
Yeah, he'll trust Helene.
He's going to cast a cure moderate, which I think is 2d8. Well, okay. 5 and 6, so 11.
All right, sounds good.
She cast the cure moderate on Enzo's wound. And
Thank you, Helene.
nods. He says, "Oh, you guys keep getting banged up like this. It's a good thing you got me here.
Huh.
These kind of wounds are a little bit more up my alley than the being disintegrated into a pile of dust."
Indeed.
Okay, so you're gonna head up the cliff.
Yeah. Do we see the eagles flying?
Do you see the eagles? That's a good question. Yeah, you do.
Okay.
You see some eagles flying. They're generally flying somewhere, on the other side of the island, like up around this area. You see them up over the trees, obviously.
Okay. I'll look at Brighild and say, I would take the carpet and see if I could fly up there to see him, but those eagles worry me.
Yes, I would think that they may mistaken you for some form of food, and we would unfortunately lose you and the carpet, and we cannot afford to lose either one of you anymore.
Yes, I rather think that myself. So, yep, it looks like we're just going to have to walk it.
Enzo shakes his head at the mention of a flying carpet.
I'll
Oh.
smile at him. Don't worry, Enzo, you don't have to fly on it, but if you ever want to, just let me know.
No, thank you. I'll leave that to you, Panesta.
Fair enough.
Later that night, it's like the scene from Aladdin, flying around.
Yeah.
A whole new world. All right, so nice. All right, yes, you make your way up the cliffside. Let's see if you encounter anything interesting up here. Rush, roll me a d6. No, nothing. Okay, good.
No,
Yeah.
I can't type. It's got a 2.
Oh, 2. Okay. Okay. Yeah, nothing really dangerous. As you make your way up the side of the cliff, towards the area where you spotted the man before, you actually hear the sounds of chanting. Essentially, you think it's probably some kind of prayers or chanting as the sun is starting to set, and you can smell some kind of incense.
It's coming from like one of those caves or something.
It's actually coming from the top of the cliff, just around the corner where you can't really see, because you guys are like coming up here, up here, and it's coming from like somewhere over there, probably. You imagine it's up high, because you can hear it it's louder than the sound of the waves.
All right.
Do we recognize the chanting at all?
You would recognize it as a Eskimo, which actually the mercenaries speak, right? So they would recognize it if nobody else in the group speaks it.
Nope, not me.
Not me.
Yeah, I mean, you've been around it enough to understand the language, to know the language. Like, he's kind of like, oh, I can, that's Eskimo, but you just don't know what they're saying. And if you do ask the mercenaries, they don't recognize the prayers, but they think that it's some kind of a. Yep, go ahead.
I speak coastal Eskimo.
Oh, perfect. Yeah. You would recognize that that's some kind of prayer. It seems to be repetition of protect us, guide us, like just words like that you think would be normal in like a prayer. It doesn't seem to use any kind of specific name or god name. It's kind of like Great One, like that kind of thing.
Okay. I just kind of lean over and sort of repeat in shorthand what they're doing. Tell them to say it's just basic prayer.
And it's just one voice, Daniel?
It's one voice, yeah. It's a male voice.
Okay. All right. I mean, I think this might be who we're looking for, Brig, but if you want, I can try to, me or Revna, I suppose, could try to sneak up there and see,
No, I say we proceed. I mean, if it is him, I don't know if he will recognize me, but I mean, once I speak to him, he should.
Well, I have the token as well.
Of course.
Okay. Yeah, I think we should just go up there. I think we.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've changed since
Yep. I
since
got a
last
different
yeah.
hairstyle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know, yeah, you come up and you round the corner, and you see the man, the brigand that you recognize as the one you saw before. He's kneeling in front of kind of a very small fire, like it's like literally like 3 branches together. It's just like a little tiny fire. He seems to be lighting various types of incense, moving his hands around as he makes certain prayers, and then throwing the incense off the side of the cliff down to the ocean.
He doesn't see us out yet.
No, not if you're coming around the corner without making a lot of noise. It's fairly noisy up here with the waves and stuff. I'm assuming you're being at least somewhat quiet. He doesn't notice you unless you get real close to him. You're probably like 100 yards away from him still.
No, I say we let him finish his prayers before we get up closer to him. Then let him have his moments.
Yes, I agree. I don't want to interrupt his communion.
Okay, nice. So you wait a little bit. Doesn't take much longer. He seems to finish what he was doing, and he takes the remainder of the fire and he kind of picks up the stick, so and he just tosses them off into the ocean, and then he stands for a few minutes at kind of at the edge, just kind of looking out as the sun is really starting to dip towards the. I mean, the sky is like a blood red now because it's like the sun's dropping, and he stands for a few minutes, and then he just turns in the direction where you're standing, and he sees you because you're kind of just standing out there in the open, and he kind of looks inquisitively, kind of tilts his head, and
Yeah,
he seems
Brickill will start approaching him and go raise her arm, and you should remember me. I may look different, but myself and a couple of my friends at that point, we came to assist you. You were being attacked by one of those giant eagles. I am Brickhill.
All right, he kind of squints at you a little bit. You can see he's got kind of grayish hair. He's got his skin's like painted red in various spots. He's wearing this kind of like pieced together outfit that could possibly be considered armor of crab shells. It's kind of like a large, like kind of on his back, almost like a shell. Yeah, he kind of squints a little bit and he looks at you and he says, he's relatively tall for an Eskimo. He's 5'9", and he kind of looks and he says, "Oh yes, huh. I remember. It's not that we see people very often here. Boats are often circling around, but few make it to shore." And he kind of looks around, like he kind of looks over the ledge, and he looks back at you and he says, "The eagles are dangerous. They are cursed like many things on this island now. I'm trying to rid them of their curse with any prayers that I can summon up, but nothing seems to work."
That would probably be a good start, though, I would think, to start whatever prayers of whatever light shines upon you. And I did not think once we met the first time of maybe who you were, but I'm going to call forth my friend Panesta. We have something we would like to present to you and have a message for you, and hopefully would gain some knowledge and insight from you about a couple of things. And I'll motion back for Panesta to come forward.
Okay.
Okay. Yep. I will go up to him and I'll get out the little token thing. And I'll say, I bring a message from your sister, the shaman of Krenfak. And I say, you're needed here and you will know that time. When the meat is no good, you must come back to her.
He nods and he sees the token and he says, "Ah, yes, my sister. She sees the visions. Times are hard now. Things are changing here, and not for the better. There are demons.
Yes. She's also said that she has seen signs of many crabmen, like they are being called here to this island. At least that's how it appears. You have been here for several weeks communing with them. Do you know why they're being called here? Is it to combat these demons, or are they being hypnotized or cursed as the eagles?
The demons are trying to draw the strength of the gods to make themselves more powerful and to bring their own god to be. The crabmen have come to defeat them.
Ah. So have you seen the stone obelisks on the island?
I have. It is evil. They are evil.
Yeah. Okay. Crabmen are going to fight the demon.
The ones that you call demon, are those the ones with the, and should describe the one winged creatures and all that?
Yeah. Yes. They are demons from the Underborea. They've come to destroy all that is good, to destroy the crabs, to destroy man.
Well, that's disheartening to say the least. And we know how powerful they are and how evil they are. What can we do to help? If there's anything we can do to help the crabmen in this.
I could introduce you to the crabmen, and they could certainly need help, but I need my ring back. It was taken by the eagles, and he holds up his hand, and you see he's missing a finger. If I had my ring, I could introduce you.
It seems like they took more than just your ring, unfortunately.
He smiles. He says, "Yes, but the ring allows me to move and go to where the crabmen are more easily. They dwell under the water, of course, because they are blessed with the ability."
So you can bring one of them to the shore or whatever to visit with us then?
Yes. But it has been difficult for me to get to them. Though drinking from the water of the lake allows one to breathe within the water, it is difficult to move and swim through the caves to where the crabmen are. So because of currents, my ring would allow me to do that.
Where do you think the ring, do you know which cave or nest it would be in?
Yes, the eagles are nested below us. He kind of like leans over the side. He says, I kill everyone I can find and open its stomach hoping to find the ring, but it's been now 2 months at least since they took it, so they may have expelled it in their cave for all I know.
Brighill turns back to look at Vanessa with this big smile on her face, and she goes, "It would seem this could be a job for Revna. She could turn herself where no one could see her, and she's probably the best climber we have."
That is true. She'll
Always
smile
good to
at
bring a
us
thief
too.
around.
Yep. And I do have a question for you. What's your name?
Oh, right. His name is Sidiok. Sitiyyok. Sidiok.
Sitiy. Okay. has the meat gone bad?
Not yet.
Okay. So there's time.
Yes.
And the crabmen, you said you've been to where they live. Do they live in a underwater city or do they live in a cave system?
I do not think that they would like me to reveal that to you.
Okay. Okay. So the ring then.
Yes, it would seem that we will show our good faith by retrieving, or hopefully, if we can locate your ring, and you will introduce us to them, and we will hopefully have a pleasant discussion, resolution of where we go from here.
He nods. So the caves that he points to are the ones that are marked F. Of course, the ones up in the air. Not the ones down to the shore.
Of course.
Yeah, they are
Right.
365 feet above the shore, I think is what it says.
F123 right there.
Yep,
Okay.
F123. Yeah.
How far down are they from the cliff?
The cliff is 500 feet, I think.
Oh, okay.
So they're 360, they're 135 feet below the summit. So 135 feet.
Vanessa, if Revna be willing to do this, would she be able to take your carpet to go down there? Would the carpet turn invisible with her?
I don't think that's how it works. That's why
No, I mean,
Basil.
Yeah, I mean, just so you would know. So the carpet wouldn't turn invisible with her, but you could cast invisibility on the carpet. It would just take 2 spells.
Well, I have invisibility as well, so theoretically that could happen. Although I hate to let someone else use it again.
Invisibility can't work on objects, we established.
Oh, that's right. That's right. It doesn't work on objects at all in Astonishing Swordsmen and Sorcerers. So no, it doesn't. Like if she had it rolled up in a backpack, it would be invisible. But if she got on, it would become not. So yes, I'm sorry. You are correct, Crystal. In this system, you cannot make objects invisible by themselves.
But yeah, Revna is just just tell me what you need me to do.
I could fly you down there. You could go invisible. But I'm afraid of attracting you to the attention of the eagles. As Brickhild says, we might look really tasty. So the best way might be to.
Do you trust in your climbing skills enough, Revna, to climb down this sheer face of the cliff?
She kind of looks over to see how smooth.
It's pretty smooth. It is actually. We'll give you a penalty. I'll tell you. It is. Let's see. It does actually say here. I believe it's a -2. So, yeah, it's climbable, but it is not easy.
Okay.
And it's a long way down. So,
How long is long?
365 feet from the cliff. From the top is 500 feet, but 365 feet.
Ooh.
Let's see.
Well,
How do you figure what you roll? Because I see where all the skills are listed, but not what their role is. Like for climb or decipher script or whatever.
They're out of 12. You don't see that chart? I don't have the book open. I'm looking at the GM screen. I'll tell you where it is in the book.
Well, I mean,
Just so we're looking at the same thing. Let me just quickly get
looking at the thief class, and I don't see. Oh, progressive thief abilities.
Oh,
Found it. Sorry, found it.
That's on page 23. So basically, your 7th level. So your climb would be a 9 and 12, and if you have a 16 or better in Dex, which you do, we've already established, then you will be 10 and 12. But you'll be penalized in this case by 2, so you would have an 8 and 12.
8 and 12.
And if you fail, then you will fall roughly the halfway point. I believe is generally how they do it. However, the halfway point will still be way up in the air for you. So because you're climbing from the top, so you're trying to climb down 100 feet basically. So yeah, it's if you fall, it's almost certainly going to be to your death unless you've got something to save you from falling.
I mean, I could make the climb, but it's not a guarantee, and the slightest misstep and well, that'll be the end. It's way too far down.
I might be able to hang on.
Well, Panesta, you mentioned using your carpet. If she turned herself invisible and you did fly her down to the entrance of the cave and then took off immediately yourself to come back up, I mean, do you think you could outfly one of those eagles back up here real quick? I mean, we could be prepared to attack it once it started up.
You know what? I can certainly try. I have a 60 movement with it. I don't know what the Eagles have, but I certainly be willing to try. I'd rather do that than Revna fall to her death. And I can also throw boomerangs at while I'm, so.
And then, so you are a master using the bow or something, or you cannot?
I have a sling.
No, that should come in suffice enough, I would think, until.
And the nests are straight down below us, Daniel. They're not like on a smaller cliff or something. Like tiered.
Check. 3 small cave openings, about 135 feet below the summit. They're hard to see because there's a protruding ledge immediately beneath them, so they're hard to see from the ground. So yeah, actually from above, there is actually a ledge there.
Okay.
Oh, actually, it's actually a pretty big ledge. It's a 40-foot wide, 20-foot deep ledge. So actually, if you were to fall on the way down, you would probably only fall about 60 feet, which is still a long way to fall, but you likely would not fall off the edge. I mean, yeah, 20 foot deep probably.
What I'm asking is, if I have a spell, I don't have it with me now, but if we waited till tomorrow, I could learn. I could try to do Rainbow Bridge. At least that would be 70 feet that you could walk and then climb from there, is what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
That's my little extra spell. So, but I don't have it prepared right this second.
Rainbow Bridge. Love it.
Rainbow Bridge. Yeah.
Rainbow Bridge is an amazing spell.
Yeah, but it's only 10 feet per caster level, so I can only get you. But what I need is probably something to connect it to, which is why I'm like, there's some way I could do it, I would do it.
Now you need to go another 65 feet.
Okay.
I mean, you could go to the edge of it and drop a rope down, but you're also making a giant spectacle of yourself, so I don't know if that's...
Exactly. Yeah, it's probably the best idea, but it's cool.
That is a cool spell, yeah.
Well, it's either fly it or climb it.
Right.
You know what? Let me just fly you down there, drop you off, and get back as fast, and just try and go as fast as I can.
Nice.
Sounds like a plan. And I go ahead.
Or if you, honestly, you shouldn't be going in there by yourself. I could always fly us both. We could both go in.
I'll be invisible.
That's true. Okay.
She gives her a wink. So she casts her spell as soon as she says that and disappears.
All right, I'll roll out the carpet.
Okay.
And I'm going to go as fast as I can.
All right, so you're going to fly down to the bottom.
So as you get on this carpet, as you get on this carpet, you feel something way down on the carpet beside you, and you feel this arm go across your shoulder, even though you
Right.
can't see it.
Hey, don't
Yeah,
shoot!
this is
Don't
cool.
shoot me in the back, okay?
No, I'm just holding on for dear life because flying is kind of a new thing for me.
Oh, it's great. You're gonna love it.
I'm sure.
Famous last words.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, yeah. So you're gonna fly down. So you are invisible, and a flying carpet doesn't really make a lot of noise. So I mean, well, one of you is invisible, and so I'm gonna give you a 4 and 6 chance of basically getting down there unseen by the eagles.
Okay,
To drop off
I'm
because
gonna
the
roll
ledge is
it.
big enough that you can drop off like not right in front of the cave. So go ahead and roll a d6. And
Okay,
when you get 4 and 6, they will not see you. Oh, there you go.
2.
Okay, yeah. You're able to fly down. Like you bring yourself like hovering next to the ledge, kind of out of view of any of the caves. It doesn't seem like any of the eagles have seen you. Now, the sun has now since set, and it is actually half moon. So it's not particularly bright out. So as you're sitting here kind of looking at it, you can see that the southernmost cave, so where will be F3 there, has kind of like a soft red glow coming from it.
Oh, wow. Yeah, we're going there first.
Are you sure I should leave you here? It's dark and there's a red glow, and you know.
Well, if something bad happens, I mean, it's either one of us dies or we both die. So just stay near the edge, and I'll whistle when I need a ride. And you'll feel this like tap on your shoulder, and then you'll feel me roll off the carpet.
Okay. Okay.
Cool.
So what I'm gonna do, Daniel,
Yep.
since I don't really want to leave her here completely by herself and fly back up, but she's down here by herself, I'm gonna roll up the carpet and put it in my pack, and I will go invisible.
Okay, so you're going to stay on the edge of the cave? All right, nice.
Yep, and I'll stay on the edge and make sure she's and that way the eagles can't see me.
Did you
If we
do
have
it
to be-
where I could see you do that, or?
Yes, no, I would let you know that's what I was doing.
Oh, okay. I was like, well,
Okay.
I am definitely not the boss.
Okay, yeah. So you are able to move past the first cave. You kind of peek in there, and you can see that. So F1, the mouth of the cave is about 3 feet in diameter. It extends about 7 or 8 feet into basically a hollow. You can see there's kind of a remains or currently a nest in here. And there are no birds in this one. No eagles are in this one. At least you can see. It looks like an old nest. It actually smells of bat guano. So you peek in there. And then you move further past. You see that there is another cave, also about 3 foot in diameter. It goes about 5 or 6 foot into like a hollow. This one is empty of like the debris from a nest. But what you do see in there is what looks like was a campfire, and there is a pot, an iron pot, covered with what looks like, you can smell it. It looks like bat guano. It's been in there for a while, and obviously bats use this cave. So it looks like somebody camped in here at some point, but that doesn't look like they're in there now. And assuming you walk past this one and you look in the third one, again, it's only about 3 foot wide. It goes into a hollow. And in here, you can see there's actually a soft red glow from some kind of fungus that's covering the walls. And in here, you see 3 very large, what we might want to call giant eagles. They are, you can see in the soft red glow that they are covered with pustules, and they seem deformed and missing feathers, and they're all kind of gathered up over this nest.
Ooh. Is Podesta close enough to be able to see this as well?
If she moved up, I think she stayed where she was.
Yeah, no, I'm not close enough.
I turn and wave her over. No, just kidding.
You're invisible.
Yeah, that was the joke.
Yeah.
I can imagine like starting to do that at first and then going, "Oh yeah."
You're all invisible.
And you said they were what kind of creatures were they again now?
They are giant eagles. They're eagles, but they are giant.
But
And they are
cursed.
quite large, and they are covered in pustules, and like they're missing feathers. They look very, very sick. There's 3 of them.
Other than their physical appearance, ooh, sorry. Do they look like? I mean, do they seem to be acting out of like? You know, we all know kind of how eagles and all act. I mean, are they acting out of sorts for how a large bird of prey would act, or are they just kind of? I mean, are they just acting like regular birds who just look sick? Does that make sense? What I'm trying to ask?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, as far as you can tell, they don't seem to be acting out of sorts. They're eating something. Some kind of animal, you would imagine. It's pretty torn up at this point, so it's hard to really know what it is. And they're kind of gathered around as you're kind of looking at them in this nest that's kind of all broken branches, and like it's a nest. Actually, probably, there's enough light in there. They're eating one of those copper men.
Ew.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I am gonna. And so when I'm looking in this cave, there's red.
Yeah.
And you said the source of the red glow was.
There's like moss all over the walls.
Oh, it's moss. Okay.
And you can actually see some of the mosses like rubbed off on the eagles as they're kind of making their. Because this hole is only 3 foot diameter, so these eagles they probably have to like smush to get through it. Like they're big.
And
Yeah.
from what I could see when I look in there, I don't see where it looks like this. In other words, when you look in the hole, there's like a chamber. There's like doesn't look like there's passageways inside for them to go deeper or anything.
Yeah. So as you're looking past, kind of looking around, you do see that there is in fact a like a we'll call it a crack, but it's pretty wide. I mean, it's like 2 foot. Like you could probably fit through it, 2-3 foot wide. That seems to go deeper in. But you can't see where it goes. Like you can see there's a gap, but you don't know if it's a passageway or if it's just like a gap in the wall. It's hard to tell without being inside.
Okay. So I'm gonna move away from the opening, and I'm gonna kind of creep back over to where I last saw Panesta. And as I get over there, in like the softest whisper I can do, I'm gonna go Panesta, Panesta, like
I'm
that.
here. Yep.
And invisibly, I start putting my hands out like I'm trying to grab for her. Hopefully, that I can find her that way. I guess that would be
Without
up to
pushing her off the cliff.
Yeah, well, I mean, I know I can see the cliff edge, so obviously I'm not going to walk off there. Or
Yeah.
did I misunderstand?
Right.
If
but
I
you
hear
don't
her
know where
voice-
she's yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna just be like, so the eagles appear to be sick. They're afflicted with something. Their feathers are falling off. Their skin is full of pustules and what all. They're inside that. There's a nest in that hole, and there's red moss on the wall, and there's 3 of them, and they're eating one of those copper men. So I don't know if it's the moss that's making them sick, if it's eating the copper men that's making them sick, or something else. But there's also a crack in the wall behind them, but I can't tell if it goes deeper or if that's just Or if it's just that one little chamber.
Okay. Let's go tell the others. And I'll drop invisibility so she can see me.
Right, because you're gonna get on the magic carpet. It's right here. Where? Whoa!
Yeah, exactly.
Actually, if you just put it down on the ground, you.
And I'll get out the carpet and we'll say just like, let's just go back up. I don't want to do anything without, because that sounds really bad.
Okay.
Okay. Is there anything else down here other than that? What we just saw?
Not that you can see now. I mean, you're just on a 20-foot by. You're at like a 40-foot wide by 20-foot deep, like a ledge, basically. So you certainly could assemble down there. It's not small. It's not a small area. That's a pretty big area.
No, but there's nothing else to like inspect or.
No, not unless you want to go into the other two caves. One of which seems to have an old nest in it, and one of which is you look like it was some kind of campsite at some point. But it's hard to see unless you want to light up a torch or something because it's dark at this point. Your eyes are just kind of adjusting to it.
Okay. So I'm going to keep my invisibility at least for the moment.
Yep.
And I'll go ahead and get on the carpet with her.
Let's go.
Yep.
Okay.
I want to fly back up.
On the way we're flying back up, I was like, this would be much, much more awesome if it was like over top of like some forest or through the mountains. But you're right. This is amazing.
Yeah, well, one of these days when we're not being pursued by like some terrible thing, I'll take you for a fly that we can actually have fun.
Yes.
You're always going to be pursued.
I know.
It'll be a date.
That's right.
All right. So once we get to the top, if we get to the top unmolested,
Yeah, you do.
I will drop my own invisibility. Actually, I probably should have kept it up, but that's okay.
That's fine. So here's the question. It is just slightly past 11 o'clock, and I know that we had said that we were going to go on hiatus for about a month. So I don't know if you want to finish this scene and deal with the Eagles now, or if you want to leave it here and fight the Eagles when we come back. That's up to you guys. I don't mind playing longer if you want to finish what's going on, because clearly you're in the middle of something. But if you're not really sure what you want to do at this point and you want to hold out, then we can obviously do it.
Not knowing how long it's going to take, I think we're at a good spot here where we know what's in the caves. I think we're at a good spot where we can but that way when we pick back up again, we'll pick right back up in the middle of an action scene, which would be kind of awesome.
Okay, that sounds good to me, unless anybody else has a problem with that.
It's kind of my feelings on it.
Is that okay with everybody else?
I'm either way. I mean, I'll go whenever 30 minutes or so if I want to. I mean, doesn't matter to me.
Yeah, I can go either way as well. I mean, yeah, I have a little longer, but I also agree with Rush that it sounds like we're at a good spot because we don't know how long this will take.
This is true. If you get halfway through it and that's 30 minutes has gone by. So let's leave it here. We are, as I kind of hinted at for anybody who's watching, for the next 4 weeks, we're going to be on hiatus with this campaign because it's the summer and we just have a lot of stuff going on. We will be back on September 4th. So stay tuned, viewers, for that. Yeah, of course we have to leave it a cliffhanger. Come on, for a month, you guys can hold out on September 4th. Come back, we'll figure out what's going on. Any final thoughts?
Next season on Astonishing Swordsmen.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. We're going to leave it on a cliffhanger, just like every show does. But yeah, we're going to do that. Literally a cliffhanger because we're on the cliff. So if you have been following this and watching it, thanks, guys. We will be back. Never fear. Just that it's summer and things are a bit crazy. So if you haven't already, subscribe and ring the bell and do all that goodness. And we'll see you on September 4th.
Sounds good.